What up, everybody? We are going to turn that down a little bit. It's very loud in my ears. So tonight, let's see, there we go. Oh, as you can see, we're just going to jump right into it. I'm actually going to turn this off. Because, like, it's going to be super distracting during the debate. So I'm not even going to worry about it. So, yeah, tonight. Hang on, let me get to you. Tonight, there's a mayoral, Jesus, I can't talk, debate happening for the mayor of Redline, the 2.0. So, we're going to hop in. We're going to get set up. We're going to get ready to go. I mean, we're all pretty much ready to go. We're going to get in there, and we're going to listen to the candidates, and we're going to figure out who is going to get our vote. I say our, but it's really mine, because I'm the only one that can vote. So, I mean, in this stream right now. But either way, you get what I mean. That being said, let's hop into it. Alrighty, so we are here. We have been here. My sandwiches are already gone. What the... Bro. They shouldn't have been gone. I bought them like 2 hours ago. I'm faster than you.
Yeah, push you up.
My name's Ralph.
I'm watching Bob track this bird up.
You have to give identification.
I left it in my other suit.
Very good.
Yeah.
We're getting on seat.
Hammy, what roll?
This is possibly the greatest American outfit ever.
Lego, hello. Put your pickaxes and your shovels away. You can't take them in.
Echo, echo, more like Echo America.
Alright, you're good to go. You are all going to be searched. I'm pat down. Hello.
Alright, come here.
So just make one single line and then either go to Mark or Zach.
Alright, just gonna have to place you in cuffs, my friend. Just bear with me.
See that you also have a mask. Please do not put it on while you're inside the arena. If you do, you will be removed.
Okay, I'll go.
You're free to go up the stairs. Next.
I got
I'm gonna need
nothing
you
on me.
To put that shovel away.
What's that?
So I got nothing on me.
Yeah.
Alright, I still have to
Once
patch you
you
down
do
and
that,
search you.
we'll research you and then you'll be good to go. Okay? Just if you can, go get rid of the shovel, please. Next, I'm gonna need you to take off the mask, sir, until this event is over. Thank you very much. Once you're done, we will let you place it back on.
You're fine. You're free to proceed up the stairs.
Awesome, thank you.
You're not going naked.
welcome.
No, I don't want you going naked. I don't want you
Whoa,
going
wild statement.
Hello. Turn around. Hands
I always wear them. That way people can't tell when I'm high.
Right. Hello. Oh, Blonde, have you been searched?
Yes, I got searched.
That's
Zach
fine.
searched for me.
So we don't confuse you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Oh, sir, rude.
Excuse me. Oh, hi guys, how we doing?
These will be good for
You
you,
back,
man.
Matt?
Look, guys, it's the infamous trash turtle.
What's that?
That's funny name. 153.
I did. I mean, you got a trash can for a turtle shell, so it works. I believe Michelangelo calls that the cowabunga.
I'm gonna 360 no scope when I use.
I believe that he pulled the trash can out of his ass.
Oh!
You're fucking right, is it?
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
I'm good. I'm fine. Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
What, dude?
Bucket, why are you throwing things?
I had back
Come on,
again,
dude.
more to hold
I want to see
there.
how far I can throw it.
How far'd you make
It
it?
seemed like a good idea at the time.
God, let me get away from her.
Please don't take advantage of me.
Well, what about you? Can you?
What the fuck?
Kendrick success.
What about you, dude?
What? Can I what?
God damn it, no one else can see it.
Let's see, Bob, yeah, you can get
I don't know what I'm supposed to have seen.
He's not gonna put him on.
Can you dance? Can you flex your wide type shit? Well, fuck. I guess it doesn't work.
get after that.
Including Bob.
It's probably the one to stop. Are you hurt at all?
So like last night, you know what I'm saying?
Alright.
What the fuck is that?
Get fucked up, dude. Gonna get fucked up right now.
Oh, that's it.
I had it up there, dude. Had it up there. What can I say?
Why are you standing there, mate? I won't be with you.
I get what you meant.
What the fuck is that? Yeah, that's nice. It's about time, to be fair, mate.
What
Heck,
the
Timu's
fuck?
got a bird.
Got a bird.
Why do you
That's
smell like
a
piss and ale?
vulture.
I'm gonna move away.
Fuck you. Me and my bird are getting out of here.
What the fuck? Look at that.
God, you really need that backpack on, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Shit.
What happened? Maka said that you and Nate fell to pieces.
No,
No? Are you still running with his campaign?
nope. Tommy and I left the campaign. It's best for the campaign.
Probably, yeah. You know, his best mates with Timu.
I don't know that guy.
Is he still adamant about lying?
Right, bucket.
Maybe.
What the hell?
What I'm gonna do on your grave, Ralph.
What happened to your
Wow.
clothes?
Wow.
Hey, does anyone know where to sell wood planks?
Fucking people are going crazy with these emotes. It's actually kind of funny.
And
Very
$5.
For all of them.
How many you got?
About 200 and something.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I've got too much stuff. I'm gonna have to buy a van, you know. Has anyone bought a van?
No, I'm
What you saying about my Lily?
Yeah, get away from me.
I need a van. I need a van. But I want to make sure it's gonna be good for storage.
One more time.
I don't know my technique.
What are you gonna do?
I haven't seen them.
I'm about to get tossed out of this whole
Ah,
fucking thing, dude.
fair enough.
I'm trying to buy some other type of van as well.
Oh, you're looking for one of them drug vans.
I don't know.
Yes, of course you complete the
I
fit. Why have you got
advise you
no
want a
clothes
puzzle.
on?
Because I
clothes
feel
on?
free.
I don't. I know he's got.
What the
Eduardo,
fuck's this
let's
doing behind me? Are you okay?
That's a puzzle, Eduardo.
I think he's having a seizure.
Yeah.
He kinda looks like
the don't the remnants of the drugs were just kicking in. That's all.
Spread the message. Everyone just grab around, please. Put everyone around us together around.
Grab a roundabout.
Everyone
Give everyone a reach around. Come on, guys.
I'm walking away if that's the case. Jesus.
At least give him reach
Right,
around.
so, guys, seriously, I
mean,
have
Ralph.
personal space.
Hold on.
Shut the fuck up! I didn't say anything. No one heard it.
We're already off the rails.
Oh.
There you
It
go.
It says it on his jumper. That's what I was referring
So,
to.
ladies and
Look.
gentlemen, I'm going to welcome you into Seabreeze Dome for the first time. Please be respectful. It's a brand new dome. It's very clean. So clean up your mess after yourselves.
I'm going to shot on the floor.
Once
That's
the
what the
doors
janitors
open,
are for.
once the doors open, just head straight into the arena. Please be respectful of noise level, and just take a seat in the central area. Once the seats have filled in the central area, there is seating around the outside of the dome. You can take a seat in. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
How the hell?
Oh my god, look at it.
Fucking stampede of people.
Wow. This is like that one time at that Diddy party.
Whoa, you been to a Diddy party, Echo?
What do you mean the one time?
Kendrick, you host Diddy parties on a regular. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Ooh, this is fancy.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, I had to turn it on. I forgot about that.
Well, that is loud. What are, you know what? I'll go.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's nice.
Rolling down the street, smoking in the sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
Sure, Ralph, I can eat you from here. I love you.
Does this event come with refreshment?
What's up?
It's supposed to.
Okay, food vendors are over on the left. Everyone needs food. They are there.
Well, that would be me.
Can you give me some?
Food vendor?
I
definitely need food, thank you.
Is that Riley? How much do I owe you?
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
the other line for the food? Never mind. Thank you.
I'll take whatever you want to give me, good sir. I am not picky.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Joey, you bitch, you took my seat.
You so stupid.
You gotta speak up.
Shut up, you.
Your mic's off.
Your face is off.
This is a really negative way to start a debate.
Hey, Eduardo, do you bring that chair everywhere?
It fits in his prison pocket. I'm a terrible person, but I don't give a shit. Oh, that's a little low, but actually I can combine it with this. Do 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 do. I'm curious about something.
Testing. Okay. Kendrick, your feet are stinking up the stadium.
You're
Levi, I can hear you from here, brother.
What's it saying?
I don't know if that voice changer worked in game.
Damn, I heard that, Fox.
Does your hair get darker when you get older?
Don't worry, we'll explain all that. We're just waiting for everyone to get in.
Is Nate on the left? Is he winning, or is Nate on the right?
Yes, I will be getting you guys to ask questions.
Wait, is Nate not here?
No. They got food over there.
I'm pretty sure she just got up off that man's lap.
Look to your right and then look in front of you ass.
Can you bring me some on your way back?
Hell yeah, man. You got a twin, bro.
Okay, you got a twin.
Is he your son?
The hell are you talking about? I ain't got no fucking kids.
Super my right.
Look, man.
Well, just because someone's got a good hairstyle doesn't mean we're related.
Good hairstyle, man. You terrific, man.
I know, it's fantastic. You guys are supposed to be having
Actually, I'm curious about something. I want to see something.
Yeah, man. I'm popping my joint, man. This shit is stressful.
It really is stressful.
I'm sitting in a formal situation, man, in a shirt. That is stressful.
Stop littering.
Can I edit this?
Fish, stinky. Throw it, Seth. Are you just standing up?
Oh, I can't edit it. Damn.
We'll go sit back down here.
You think I'm not high as fuck? I'm always high as fuck, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Hydrochloric, buddy.
Do you need
Shit.
Oops, that wasn't me, was it?
How do I add a picture? Do I gotta go
Hey, anybody
to
got
the
any
gallery? Nope.
Right, mate.
I need a good time, man.
Actually, I need to do this
I'm taking up the whole seat. I'm so selfish. What the hell?
so I can fix myself.
Man, you got a big fat ass and a small head, Smithy.
What the hell, Levi?
There you go. Now,
It's okay.
You telling me shut up?
where do I go to do what I want to do?
How'd you do that with them things?
Ah. Uh-huh.
They got magnets that they just stick together.
And then we do this.
Well, you can't feel it, can you, I suppose?
And we do that. And we do that. And we do this. And this. And this. There's so many steps just to share a picture. I don't even know if that worked.
Yeah, go ahead, dude. What's up?
Well, guys, so
Never mind.
a couple of people are just running a little bit late, so don't worry about it. There's going to be some order to this. We're going to have a debate between them. We're also going to take questions from the floor, so you guys will be able to come up. What will happen is you put your hands in here,
Echo, here.
and
I'm ready to go
one of the team will come over, stand with you, and then they'll bring you up to the microphone when it is your turn.
I don't know if you even got that.
Over here to my left.
Yeah, who's over to the right? There you go.
Quickly, someone take a seat.
Thank you. I need to break it in please.
I don't know if there's any other way to do that.
Someone didn't make enough food.
I don't think there is.
Go to Oli Pump's gas station. $6.12. Buckets of gas on Davis. Best station. We actually refill our station. We don't let it sit and rot.
I'm just trying to figure out how to send pictures. I don't know if that worked or not.
Wait, one of the
Look,
candidates.
that's what I do in real life too. So, I mean, the man that's talking isn't one of the mayor candidates. So, so I don't care.
That's what she said.
Flaccid on top.
I'll run 10 you guys somehow.
Look at that talent balancing the trash can on his head. I don't know if I put it on my nose. That's kind of gross.
Mastering how to. You can piggyback me next time.
Whoa.
I don't want to talk about it.
His prison pocket.
It's like the Mersey Tunnel.
It's Harry's Grand Canyon. Nothing at all, ever. Including with your life.
Who threw that at me? I knew it was you. Stop littering.
Oh, look, dinner.
What the hell? Echo's got ants in her pants. Look at her.
Echo seems to be the pre-show entertainment.
Look, over there, look. Oh. Ow.
Who's throwing shit?
One of the EMS command, he's not representing us very well.
It's okay, I can hit him.
Wait, we're throwing dollars?
No, throw money. Keep throwing money. But I don't have all the money, so.
Okay, the EMS violence is kind of crazy.
Behave yourselves back there. Don't make me come up there and spank you.
You won't.
I will.
I already spanked him.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Wait, can we sign up for that?
Can't do that anymore. Not allowed.
You throw it.
You have to not be a weak bitch.
Don't use it.
Fucking idiot. The man threw money and then was surprised when the money left. It was definitely a Kendrick type throw. Is that a drug deal happening in the front? I love instigating.
Throwing the dollar.
So much.
We're all broke.
Hey Kendrick, how's the name change going?
Oh my god.
What was that? Oh my god, another dollar.
Come on, earn your money. Oh, these two are gonna have a scrap.
I appreciate the money. I feel like I work in vanilla.
See what happens? You start throwing money and it evolves into chaos and fighting.
She's whipping his ass, by the way.
Curb stomp.
Killed him. So who was the idiot who threw $5 grand?
Yeah, that was my bad.
Oh well, that seems like a you problem.
You're not getting that $5 grand back.
Okay, whoever it was, you'll be able to go down to PD and collect.
Alright, back up thinking. Give us some room.
Because they're not weak, Kendrick.
Okay, money game's now over. Stop throwing shit. I see you throw anything, I will kick you out.
There's 10 grand somewhere in one of those bags.
Wait, 10 grand?
Oh yeah, no worries.
Is this 10 grand?
Kendrick is so down bad.
There you go. Hey, you're welcome.
Hi, excuse me, sorry. Looking for the 10 grand. Excuse me, sorry.
I'm not charging you, by the way, so.
This guy is so down bad. He's searching paper bags on the ground for money.
Smith, come on, man.
Maybe you can buy some shoes. Find it.
There we go.
Look at this dumbass, just so down bad.
You better watch that hand over there.
Where's the food stuff again?
No, don't worry, he's on his way.
I ain't got no food.
We're just gonna wait for Mr. Murphy to finish what he's saying over there, and then we'll probably get started. You'll find out, don't you worry.
Wait, Robocop's here?
That is an old ass reference. That is like I was born in the 70s reference. I mean, I do too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Imagine being this down.
Yes,
bad
I'm
dot
old.
dot dot.
You sound like the oldest person here.
If I'm closing, man, I'm gonna kick you. Some people
Imagine
just
being
get
this
to
down bad, searching for money on the ground.
probably eat it.
Imagine being this
Okay,
down
so
bad.
Judge Murphy is just talking to the other party, and then we will get started, guys.
No.
Throw him out.
Guys, I've arrived. Hello.
Imagine being this down bad, searching
Yo.
for money on the ground.
Get out the way. No. I mean, they showed me how I couldn't wear my mask, but I gotta fight though.
If you want, I could bait. Oh, you sit right there, bitch. Sit right there.
I love the fact that you can make fucking trendies now. Trendies. They're TikToks. Well, they're TikToks for the game purpose, but I loved it. I love it.
Alright, Kendrick. Alright, Kendrick.
There you go, dude. That'd be $5,000.
You're welcome. Cool. Do you need food too?
Kendrick, you should go look at trendy. Fashionably late, huh?
There's gonna be. All we're gonna start hearing is. And then
Whoa.
it's gonna roll in like a fucking F-250 or semi.
I mean, if this is any indication of how he's going to be as a mayor,
Echo, stop being suspicious.
what the hell?
Echo, echo, echo.
What the? What just happened?
Doesn't know where I am.
Why is my shit being crazy? I might have to fucking.
What the hell?
I can't even back out, bro. Yeah. Gonna have to pop real quick. I can turn them up. That's fine. I just have to fucking head pop real quick because my whole fucking HUD went fucking crazy. And I don't know why. It's okay. We'll get right back in. I wonder if he'll kick me right back in the seat or not. This server is almost at capacity, which is kind of crazy. Apparently, everybody decided to show up or just be online. That's kind of wild.
Very important, I think, that people know what you are voting for and how much power the government has to really choose who you're going to vote for. Also, I'll be explaining a little bit about DOJ. I'll take a few short questions until Nate arrives. He is on his way, right, Ari? Okay, so I will take a few DOJ-related questions, potentially, when I express them, when I've expressed some messages about it. And, yeah, so regards to the government manages everyone's funds. All the houses that are for rent, all the PD fines, all the EMS bills, all the taxes from restaurants. If you have been to jail, which I hope not, if you notice, when you want to check out your cash, you have to pay a fee. This fee is managed by the government as well. Another thing that is managed by the government is a lot of forms of finance. They can control the train ticket prices. They can control public gas
Oh,
station
I think he
prices,
popped too.
raise it or decrease it. They can also control PD and EMS wage. Now, what I mean by this is that I will explain how it works to you guys so you understand what they have to decide. The government basically has a daily fees rate, right? Depending on what they're doing, every day they're spending.
Yeah.
If they want to increase the PD wage, this is going to cost them a lot more money per day. If they want to decrease the PD wage, it's going to save them money. They're going to pay less. I don't know, let's say, just an example, everyone in PD wants an extra $100. Okay, that's $100,000 per day in the government. They're paying every day for that. So it's really much, they have to manage how they're making money. They need to be smart about it. They need to please people on what they want, because the PD, obviously, for example, an EMS probably want more money. Well, they're going to have to think about it because there's entrepreneurs and own your own gas station.
Let me know if that helps.
They are able to increase the public station prices.
As far as the audio.
In return, would probably increase your business if you are an entrepreneur of your own gas station. They're also able to decrease the price of gas as well. Now, obviously, if they increase the price, there is reasons that for the government it costs more, which, but in return, the gas stations are making more money, meaning the city's thriving. So it's really much they need to manage how they're using this fund. So with all that in mind, it is very important that you take in consideration all of these aspects of the government, plus those that have been emailed that you may all have read or not, of how much power they can control your rent, they can control the cars. The government is in charge of importing cars, so anything out of stock, it's up to the government to restock it.
The government controls everything right now.
They can increase the car prices. They can increase your rent price.
It's kind of crazy.
So have a lot of consideration of questions that you're going to want to ask and who you're going to want to vote for. Now, regards to the DOJ, there's been a lot of changes. I know a lot of people are wanting to know about this. There is quite a structure change now at the DOJ. So at the very top of the food chain, there is Supreme Judges. There's multiple of these. These are people that oversee the DOJ and talk with judges for concerns, problems, anything that's needed, basically. You know, they're there to talk if there's problems. Below that, there is, I think it's the judges. I don't know. Don't have them in my notes on me right now. That you, regardless, to get to a judge position, you need to start as by a lawyer. The lawyers will start taking, we will start taking in lawyers, I think, when the mayor is in. The way this will work is a one-on-one interview with judges, or supreme judges in this case, because there is no judges yet, so you will be taking an interview with a supreme judge to get your lawyer pass.
Yeah, he popped
in. We will make documents publicly available with the legislation of the city, so you can get, you know, learn about it, know it, and if you wish to become a lawyer to defend people, you can. Ask for an interview. We'll have an email that people will be able to contact through your phone to take an appointment, and then, you know, we'll talk through that. See, so you get a lawyer pass. The only thing is no felonies, of course. There is that, and then from the lawyer, you're able to become a judge. Depending on good reputation, you can ask, hey, I'd like to be a judge. We'd be able to talk about it. Same process. It's a one-on-one interview for you to get a judge. There's different ranks. You start as a junior. You get to bench trials, because that's another thing that's being introduced by the DOJ. If you are a judge, you are able to sit actively, you know, be called. There will be a contact of the DOJ available on the phone. You get called, say, hey, this guy's being arrested. He wants to stand in front of a judge. You can go bench trial. So you would go with the officer instead of being in the cells and sent off. Be able to plead your case in front of a judge. The PD presents its case. The judge then, you know, slices it, who he thinks, you know, what's going on here, what's the situation. From that, if you are right, you would be given fees and damages and let go. However, if you are wasting PD's time and the judge time, there is a charge that's going to be applied by going to bench trial. So if you choose to go to bench trial and you lose, that fine that you would originally get for your arrest will cost more. So that's pretty much all that on the DOJ. You know, it's going to be all on interview based. There's no more you go up to someone with a notebook and you fill it up and you wait for it to be approved. No, it's very much interviews, because as DOJ now, we want to really understand you, see how you're going to be fit for it. Same for a judge. We want it to be a bit more accessible to people, so there'll be a whole thing there. Documents will be made available probably next week for you to read for anyone wishing to join the DOJ system. Before we continue then, and I let both parties debate, any questions about anything? You can put your hands up if you have questions.
That might help too.
Clear, Harry? Shit.
Seems so. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Gentlemen with the black
pretty good.
suits, walk up to the stand here, and you can turn your microphone on and talk. And then gentleman in the red shirt after.
Hey, while you guys are watching, make sure you hit the like button.
When will these actions be like imposed in the city? Like when will these like?
What do you mean by you mean the government actions?
Like when will it be active? Like when will all these start?
As soon as the government is in, probably the next day. It'll probably take a week for them to understand everything, but they are immediately the day after they're in able to take actions.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
No worries, mate. Gentleman in the red shirt and back. Is Nate here yet?
Yes.
Oh, nice. How can I help you, brother?
Yeah, hi. How will you be preventing embezzlement within government? Because you say the money all goes to the government. How are you stopping the party from just benefiting themselves with that money?
So, Supreme Court, this is important for the government. We have access to all the transactional logs of the Treasury. If there is a problem and the people, like, you know, contact the DOJ saying we think the government's corrupt, you know,
Smart.
we can throw an investigation. And if we do see embezzlement or corruption, there will be a court case regards to the government and a potential impeachment of the government. So Supreme Court would be overseeing the final outcome if there's a problem. We have access to all the government treasury logs, and the judges can also bring up concerns once they're in positions with the lawyers and so on.
Wait, are we doing questions?
Okay, so as long as no way that the government rules everything and no one can overpower them. Okay,
no,
thank
the
you.
Supreme Court can impeach.
Amazing.
No worries, brother. Mr.
I don't know
in
if
the green
retrieval
jumper.
is something you want to talk about.
Retrieval, as in what do you mean?
Funds and things like that.
Hello? You guys? Alright.
Yeah, I hear you. I'll talk to you
Alright.
after.
Okay. Alright, so my question is, as a new candidate, how would you respond to a future citywide tragedy like the...
Brother, I'm a judge. I'm not a candidate.
Oh
my God, bro! Can everybody face palm and yell at the boo this guy? Holy
Kendrick,
shit.
sit
This
down.
is the guy that spelled his own name wrong.
He was waiting we're only going to take 3 more questions, by the way.
Boo.
So if you have a question, there's 3 more questions being taken. I'm going to let the parties after have their debate. Everybody in the Nate party, please, the People's Party, make sure to brief your mayor on what I explained to you so you guys can have a debate between both parties. I think Harry's overseeing everything. Please ask your question.
Right, as you said, there will be fines for wasting the courts and the PD's time. Will it also be something to reflect that against the lawyers? Something like, points on their bar license or
We
fines
trust
to
the
them?
lawyers to determine if something is justifiable to end up in court. So
Right,
the way it
but
will
if they
work,
then-
they will be walked through it. Lawyers, if they want to make a public case or like sue the PD or something, you're able to make an application for a case, and a judge will review your application, determine if it's valid or not, and then you'll be contacted through your emails on your phone. Because DOJ@redline.net is the email to contact the DOJ.
Yes,
This
but
will
I
be
mean
all
in the
addressed
bench
throughout.
trials.
Interesting.
In the bench trials where the lawyers also just decide along with their client to waste the time of the court and the PD.
At the moment, no, but I think it's the same thing I'd say. In my opinion, if you call a lawyer to a cell and you want to bring it to trial, because the bench trial can be done without a lawyer. You can ask to get bench trial if a judge is around, only if they're around. But if you ask for a lawyer and a bench trial, and then it's up to the lawyer to determine, hey, we can argue this in trial or not. And when it comes to the fine, it would be applied to the person, not the lawyer. So it's up to them to have an internal discussion with your client or the lawyer himself.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, over time, if it was a repetition, we'd probably start questioning the lawyer's capabilities as a judge. Because, as I say, the judges do oversee the lawyers. So the judges could question a lawyer capability.
Right, that was more or less after the accountability for the lawyers as well.
Yeah, it would probably be taken into account on like a long-term angle.
That's good. I like
where
that,
we'd
actually.
Start questioning their capabilities as a lawyer.
Right, thank you.
No worries, mate.
Because if you're a shit lawyer, you shouldn't keep
with the
being a
yellow hair
lawyer.
in the front. And then the gentleman in the back with the hoodie, I believe, with the gloves. You're after that. If you want to stand behind
Does
Mr.
this work?
Yeah, it's on. Yep.
We can hear you, brother.
So are you looking at? Because you mentioned. Wow. You mentioned that you were looking to. You're like a. What, are you like a judge? You said you're a judge.
I'm a supreme judge.
Okay, so you're like the dog's bollocks of judges.
Yes, there's a few of us.
Okay, so are you guys going to actually put judges in place? Like, is there going to be a panel of judges?
So for the start, there will only be the supreme judges and lawyers, and we're going to just watch over the lawyers, see what's going on, and then take interviews probably a few days later for judge positions, which would start as junior and bench trial judges.
All right, so you're gonna actively get judges in place and
Absolutely.
have a panel of them.
There will
So
be
there's
tweet
always
outs. There will be tweet outs saying, "Hey, we need lawyers to come up. If you wish to become a judge, come up."
Okay.
We're
Okay,
going to
that's
keep
fine.
active with it. Yeah, absolutely. We know there was a huge problem of a lack of solicitation to get judges in the past.
That's an
This is
understatement.
something, it's something that we absolutely don't want to happen. So there will be actively, like, every now and then, hey, we wanna get some judges in. We need more judges. Because the idea is, around the clock, there would be a judge available to call. Say, because basically he doesn't need to be in the courthouse, but the phone, as you know, there's a services app. You would see a judge callable, and you can call the judge, say, hey, we have a bench trial. Can you join us at the courthouse? Yeah, he can. Because they don't
That's
receive a
fine, yeah.
salary, if that makes sense. And instead, it's up to the government to pay the DOJ.
If you're wondering
valid
what I'm
amount
messing with.
For X amount of time. It's to be discussed afterwards once a party's been voted in.
Perfect. But like I said, that was my main concern. As long as there's going to be a panel of judges and everyone's got the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
At the start,
That's
obviously,
perfect.
you need to understand the start might be a bit slow because the time the DOJ gets lawyers, gets everybody involved. But our end game goal is to continuously be able to hire judges.
Perfect. That's it. Thank you.
No worries, mate. Where's the man in the hoodie first? He was before. After. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, lady in the black. I can't take your question. I'll take the cowboy fella, the last question after this, and that will be it.
Get up there.
Yeah.
Right up here. Just wait for
There, brother. Cowboy after this. You'll be the
Oh
last
my
person to ask
God.
question, and we'll let the parties debate. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so referring to the increase in fines on going to trial, does the increase depend on the crime or just in
Well, I've
general?
never talked about increase in fine. I'm a bit confused.
Well, when you said that before we go to jail, there's a trial, and if we
Yes,
obviously
yes,
waste people's time, yeah.
It would be its own charge.
Oh, okay.
Waste of court's time, basically.
Oh, okay, awesome.
It would be
Thank you.
it would be something titled like that. No worries, brother. Mr. Cowboy, you're next.
Yeah, you're next cowboy. You go.
Make sure you turn the
Everybody,
microphone
you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yep, all good, brother.
All right, cool. I just had a question. What if somebody wanted to be like a private attorney, like open their own firm or something, didn't want to work for the DOJ?
Absolutely. So we basically, as the DOJ, will be giving out lawyer licenses, which means you can either do a public defender title, or if you wish, you can make your own term, hire lawyers, have your own standard fee that you will pay people and charge clients. This is fully up to you. You can technically create your firm. That's not a problem.
Nice.
Lawyers and judges do not get salary. For a lawyer, your money comes from the client or the court itself, depending on the case. If it's a state trial, it could be many different things. Are you defending state? Are you defending a client? And when it comes to a judge, the money comes from the mayor and the government. If that makes sense.
I like that.
Like a lawyer, once you're clocked on as a lawyer, however, you don't get like your own phone number unless you put it on Twitter. The way it's going to work, for anyone wondering, is on the services app you'll have judges and lawyers, and if there's a lawyer clocked on duty, he's able to be called easily. You'll just call it, and any lawyer could answer that phone. He can be clocked on duty as a lawyer. Obviously, he's not making income. It's afterwards of a client he makes income, so he's always going to be callable. You don't have to tweet out and be, is there any lawyer available? If you see services, there's a lawyer, you can call him. It'd be very easy to contact a lawyer or a judge.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries, brother. With that, I'm going to let Harry continue his speech. Thank you all for your time. And remember, be careful of who you vote for. Take your time to listen to what each party will say. And yeah, Harry, I'll let you finish it.
You're welcome.
Now, I appreciate that, Mr. Murphy. Now, citizens of Los Santos, look around you. 1 year has passed since we last had an elected official in government. Maze bank accounts are empty, Mission Row is full of empty garages, Pillbox has no ambulances to send, criminal records, all gone. Woo. We have leveled the playing field for everyone in this great city with what happened. And this is shown with the two parties we've got. Now, to my right, I'm going to call them the establishment, also known as the W Party. Team of former mayors, experienced politicians. They promise stability, they promise a return to glory. Some of them experienced... Yeah, so some call them experienced, others remember that they have ties to corporations like Bet, which, let's remember, nearly swallowed the entire state whole. They're here, they're dressed for the job, they're ready to sign checks provided we don't ask who's funding them. Now, to my left, we have the challengers, which is ironic because one of them's a badge-carrying officer who decided to join them last minute because their own party couldn't cope before they were actually elected.
Hey, that's slander. You keep
Yeah, that is slander. You don't know what the
That is not. That is not slander.
That is slander.
Making
That
points.
is slander.
It's okay. Listen. If you can't take the pressure, you're not stood up here. It's okay. I get it, Bucket. You waste the space. It's fine.
Oh, Bucky, you
So,
gonna take that?
now.
Bucket, I would not beat the hell out of that dude.
Well, that just sounds like bias to me.
I'm not a fucking criminal.
Is they offer a change. They offer a new way of doing things. They have a whole new view of how this city should be run. And let's be honest, the last ones didn't do that great, did they?
You know, stop skewing people's votes and just introduce them already. Come on, man.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Bucket.
What's
Oh,
such
hey, that's
hostility?
slander. Hell yeah. Beat
Now.
Yeah, slander. Stop the slander.
Yeah, that's... Listen.
Boo.
What we're going to do now is we are going to get for party leaders. We have Mr. Nate Jones, who promises, again, a whole new way of thinking. Maybe he is the one you want.
Damn straight, big dude.
Gonna come forward, Nate? Come and stand at your podium.
Yes, sir, Nate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the
Yeah. Okay, Nate, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Nate Jones. I would first like to say I apologize for being late. I had a bit of an emergency, but we're all good now, and yeah.
That's okay.
You shit yourself.
The leader of the opposition of the W Party, Mr. Harry Wolfenstein. If you want to come forward, Harry. Again, experienced ex-mayor. Is that right for the city? Who knows? He's going to come and introduce himself.
Alright, I just want to say good afternoon to everyone out there. I have noticed you guys have got comfier seats than we do, so I am envying you all right now. So many of you already know me. I'm Harry Wolfenstein, your candidate for the W Party. Shortly, when I do my opening statements, I'll introduce you to the rest of the team, but we're looking forward to serving every one of you.
Appreciate it, Harry. So, these are your two main parties that have come forward and want to debate. Obviously, more people may put their names forward, but these two are here right now. So let's give them some respect. I'm going to ask both parties to give an opening statement, explain a little bit. If they want any of their party members to come up and explain what their roles are.
And I don't like that, but it is what it is. It's all part of the RP.
So, I don't fucking see it. Who wants to go first?
It's all part of the RP.
I'm happy to go first. So, I'm going to first off introduce you to the rest of my team. So I'm going to welcome them all down. They're going to give you a brief introduction to who they are, their history, and why they've taken their roles. So if you guys all want to come down and just quickly come and introduce yourself.
I had to move so I don't get booted for being AFK.
You just call me a lunatic?
You might want to turn your microphone on.
Been through therapy, okay?
Can't hear him.
Damn.
Brother, you can try speaking, man.
Hello? Y'all hear me now?
There you go.
Oh, it's my
There
old
we go.
vice president.
Hello. Yeah, a lot of you might already know me, Harry Callahan, the previous president.
Oh God, it's already good.
You gotta listen, yeah, please.
Yeah, Timu, shut up.
Come on, guys, give me a little bit of respect while both parties are going to talk about their points.
I think he's there, so he's part of the party, so don't interrupt him, I think, because he's there. If you're looking at
Harry, you need to talk again. Turn your microphone on, brother. I know you're old.
Yeah, come on, man.
God damn man, me fumbling fingers.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope he's allowed to put your faith in the W Party and Harry Wolfenstein, because like he's got a proven track record and he was the inspiration for me to run for mayor in the first place, so he was. So I'll be vice president if he's elected, and he'll be able to reach me at any time, and I'll relay to the president.
My bad.
The mayor. But thank you.
I was checking something and the audio kicked out.
Hello, hello. So, I'm Ryan Jones. Some of you may know me whether you're on the right side or the wrong side of the law in the past. I was the commissioner of the LSPD for a couple of years. I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I worked closely with Harry in his first time in office when I was the commissioner of the LSPD. So we have a history going back there.
It's echoing.
I just want to quickly point on mine as well. We have unfortunately lost Seth. He turned into a tablet back there on the chair. Hopefully he'll rejoin us. And then I'll give you over to Larry.
Hello guys, I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, so I am Larry Miller. Most of you guys should know me. I've been around for quite some time as well. Also one of the previous mayors. I stand for a lot of great things. In this party, I am the head of the Department of Transport, so I'm going to be dealing with all of the stuff that regards transport. That obviously includes the dealerships with all the vehicles that get stocked. That includes the mechanics, but that also includes the different gas stations, the trains, the airplanes, anything that you can imagine that has to do with transport, even the delivery and trucking job, will be under my hood. Obviously, there's a long history. I have fully turned a better stone. I have taken the last year off. I have studied abroad to go into automotive. So I'm very excited to obviously be the head of transport. Now also working at Red Rocket up at Roxwood. And yeah, that is all me.
Yeah, the best mechanic.
Okay, appreciate it from the W party. It's okay. It's okay. What I was gonna say is, we'll go on to your speech while we wait for Seth.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, quickly, just apologising about Seth. He's had some issues and his tablet has consumed him. It would appear. So hopefully, he can quickly introduce himself later on. But many of you would know him from the police department, and he's currently supporting the initial foundation's burger shop. I'm sure all of you are eating some burger shop burgers today. So just a quick description about what we're planning to do. The main reason and the most important thing about this first term is laying foundations. All right, I'm not going to stand here and promise you that we're going to build casinos. I'm not going to promise you that we're going to fund 10 million into the police department, because quite frankly, no one can stand up here today and promise you that. No one knows the current finances.
Pretty sure he did that, though.
What I can promise you is we're going to go up there, we're going to have policies in order. We're going to have open books, so a weekly deep dive into all our finances, showing you upcoming projects, showing you every single expense is made, whether that's salaries, whether that is, individual expenses, what's important, what isn't important. That will all be available to you. We're also planning on opening businesses to the wider majority of you, okay? So through a business leasing program, for those of you who might be struggling, if you've got a good idea and it is viable, we have certain parameters in place to ensure that you're funded. So I don't want to have strapped people's cash operating businesses, because of course we can't buy stock. So we plan on helping those out to ensure we have multiple viable businesses that employ as many of you as possible. I've already been in communications with both PD and EMS, all right? I'm already aware of what they're all looking for, whether that's new vehicles, certain equipment required for departments, so that's detective, for instance, within the police department, or a fast response vehicle for the EMS. I'm already aware of the funds that are required around this, and as soon as we do go in office, we'll be working to ensure, as soon as we can, we get these in place. When it comes to funding specific jobs, whether it's PD or EMS, everything is treated on the same playing field. All salaries remain the same. All right, there is no differences. We have no favoritism. It is an open book, so when we do have projects or when we do make changes, it is open for anyone's input. Every single pros and cons will be released in a national document that is available for everyone for all of time. So if you've got a previous complaint about a project that we released 2 months prior, every single bit of information relating to that is there, and you have got every right to bring it up with us, and if you don't believe it's right, you can take it through DOJ. And that's kind of covered the very, very bare basics of it. The main thing is, whoever walks out from this election winning, I hope that they set the foundations right, and they put us on the right course for the next few years. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Harry. Now,
He basically just said everything that he promised during his campaigning he can't do.
Any members you want to bring up?
Crazy
and
work.
Maybe an opening statement if you've got one.
Yes, firstly, I'd like to bring up my amazing team, if you guys want to come up.
Let's see how long Fox talks. Yeah, real shocker.
Good day, everyone. There's probably not a single person in this room who hasn't met me before, whether it be for a good reason or for a not so great reason. I am Zach Fox. Thanks, son. I am Zach Fox. That's my son over there, in case you guys didn't notice that. I am currently serving with the Los Santos Police Department, formerly its chief detective. And my intention as a member of this party is to serve you as your deputy mayor. The People's Party represents what you need and what you ask for. We will do everything in our power, and with my responsibilities being other than communication to the mayor directly, handling affairs in his absence or unavailability. However, we have had extensive conversation up to this point and will continue to do so throughout the course of this campaign, and whether or not we are elected, to make sure that there is clear and transparent communication between all of us so that the intentions that you, the people, have are maintained and kept up to standard by your expectation. I understand that we are currently dealing with the opportunity to proceed with things the way they have been in the past and the opportunity to move forward in the future. I look forward to being a part of that future for you. Thank you.
Hello everybody.
Only
name's
like
Deacon Sweden. Y'all might know me
25
from,
seconds.
PD,
Not bad.
EMS, or
Oh, no, that was like
working
a
up
minute.
there at Red Rocket. But
And 20
I'm
seconds.
going to be in charge of Better Business if elected, and
Still not bad.
I'll do everything I can to sort businesses for people, everything like that. That's it.
Very excited. You sound like you want.
I'm ready to talk with it.
Say
Hi
that.
guys,
Yeah,
my
come
name
on.
is Ethan Crooks. A lot of you may know me for various activities, but that is all part of the past. I can assure you, I'm a different man. I've changed my mindset, and I'm here to work for you guys to make sure everything runs smoothly. I'm gonna be.
The guy who beat me up at the log place.
Anyway, I'm gonna be going ahead and running the transportation team for the People's Party. So that oversees pretty much the same thing that Larry's overseeing. You know, anything that deals with like dealerships, your cars, your transportation, planes, and all those kind of things that will be possible. I cannot make promises to you guys right now. Again,
That was wild.
When I'm in office, I'll be able to sit down, look for everything. We will always be focusing on what you guys want, what you guys need. My experience currently is being the head operator of Red Rocket Mechanics, and it is off to a flying start. We are seeing as many people as we can, doing as much as we can for you guys there. I do assure you that I will do everything within my power and within reason to get you guys the best prices for anything I can. Mainly vehicles will be the priority, and definitely getting more mechanic shops open. That's all from me.
My fellow citizens, before anything else, I need to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has made this event happen. You didn't do it for the attention or the credit. You did it because you care about the city, and that matters. Some of you know me, some of you don't. So tonight, I want you to hear this straight from me. My name is Nate Jones, and I'm running to be your mayor. I'm not standing here pretending I have all the answers. I'm not going to tell you I can fix everything, because we've all been lied to enough. I respect you too much for that, and I'm not here to buy your vote with promises I can't keep.
Ooh,
because the truth is, I'm one of you.
That's funny.
I've walked these streets. I've felt the same fear, the same anger, the same hope that you have. That's why we're called the People's Party.
Clever.
Because we are the people. The city isn't.
He called
that
them
tight.
out without
It's
actually
home.
calling them out.
We went through some terrible things together. A tragedy that took each and every one of us, and we didn't survive it because of politics.
Come
we
on,
survived
Nate.
it because
Get it
we
together.
stood shoulder to shoulder together. And now I'm asking to take the next step forward with you. There are rumors about me, about who I associate with, about what I plan to do, but tonight I'm asking you to look at me, not the rumors, not the noise, me, standing here, chasing the same American dream you are.
Clever.
A safer, stronger city we could be proud of. I'm not here to tear anyone down. This isn't about destroying each other to get ahead. This is about rising up. I promise you this. I will fight for you when no one else will. I will listen to you when others won't. And I will lead not above you, not behind closed doors, but among you. Because leadership isn't about power. It's about responsibility. And I'm ready to answer any questions. I'm ready to hear your concern. Every single day.
Sorry, I was
My name
checking
is
something
Nate
again.
Jones, and I want to be a mayor for the people.
Question: is he proposing to someone? Because it sounds like he's proposing to someone.
That's what I'm talking about right
Okay.
there. Yes, sir, for the people.
Bravo, I appreciate both parties for their introduction and their opening statement. So, we're going to go into a little bit of a debate. We're going to talk about different policies that each party have got. Going to let them have a little bit of a debate, and then we're going to open the floor to you guys to ask any questions based on that policy. We then move on to the next policy, so on, so forth. So, given the fact that I am commissioner of the police department, let's start with a simple one. Both sides, I want to know your policies for the emergency services, both EMS and PD.
Who do you want to go first?
Up to you guys. I'll let you guys choose.
Alrighty, I'll jump in here. So I think the core aspects of our
Speak up.
Sorry, you can't hear me. Perfect. I'm going to jump in here. So, first off, I'm going to invite Seth. Are you all good to come down? Perfect. I'm just going to invite Seth to the stage. He's the leader for our Department of Public Services. So one of the key aspects of our campaign is to provide both EMS and PD a person.
Sorry, I'm checking something because my analytics on YouTube are going crazy. Or not analytics. My stream is looking kind of wild.
Running it.
Just making sure we're still up.
Already, we've been in discussions with both Harry here, Kai, Smithy, multiple PD directors, EMS directors, and multiple members of each department. We've made it very clear that we plan on operating both of them on an even scale. Okay. Now, that includes same salaries, that includes equal opportunities, and it also includes the ability for one group to see what the other group are funding. Okay. When we do our policies and when we do our projects, both parties will be invited to weigh in on their input, explain why they think one party should have one across the other, and then we will discuss as a group to find where the best place to put the city's money in. Everyone here works really, really hard to make their money, and we want to make sure it goes to good uses. I'm going to let Seth quickly pop in. He's going to give a few words, and then I'll fill in if he's got anything else. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name's Seth. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. I was having some cloud issues. Elon wasn't very happy with me. Anyway, we'll move straight into it. So yeah, I'll be the sole contact between EMS and PD. I have been a long-standing member of PD, and I've dabbled in a little bit of EMS here and there.
Yeah.
But moving on to what I'm going to do for EMS and PD. So I've already met with both EMS and PD directors, and I plan to keep that a very regular thing. So I'm going to be, one of my policies is I'm going to be introducing weekly meetings with the command structure of both departments, making sure they have an open channel of communication for any issues, anything that they'd like to go forward with, and making sure everyone's kept up to date, everyone's happy. I'll be working very closely with the rest of my team to make sure that everyone's kept in the channel of communication, and yeah.
Okay. Any more, Harry?
Yeah, so just quickly fill on that. So a few conversations that's already been had with both departments. Of course, there is the general vehicle crisis. I'm sure you're going to hear the same from the other party. The vehicles that both departments are currently using are from the 80s, all right? The officers over here are struggling to catch the criminals that are running our streets, the trucks even. The trucks are outrunning our police department, so we need to see an end to that. We need to help them, provide them the vehicles they need. But there's also a reason, and the discussions we've had is to look forward to other departments. So a detective system as well to support with their larger cases, as well as a high-speed unit as well to run on motorways. Okay, so that is the key points that we mentioned within our discussions with the police department. Going over to the EMS, it's a very similar boat. They are a much smaller team, and we plan to support them as much as we can. Okay, as you're very aware, this is a very large city. When there is only a couple EMS available, it is a struggle for them to get from Roxwood all the way down to the sea. Okay, so we plan on introducing a few things, whether that's new ambulances to increase their travel time, AirMed division, which has been spoken to Ty about, trying to bring AirMed in, as well as pilot licenses, so we can get them up in the air to deal with those that are off the beaten road, and then followed up by a fast response system. This is either through motorbikes, or for an off-road unit, as long as it's fast-paced and we can cut down those response times to ensure that all your lovely people get the care you deserve. Perfect. That is everything. Hopefully, you're taking to what I've called up here, and you can come talk to me as well if there's anything further you need.
Perfect. So, just with that, and before I move on to the other party, then, obviously you've introduced Mr. Seth over here, who, you know, has... Look, I'm going to be taking jabs at both parties, and the jab for this one is, how are you going to make sure that Seth
He's done it
keeps
for
to his
you.
word and does
Damn it.
his job? Because at the end of the day, his track record in PD was never the best.
Yeah, so but no, there is a there's a structure. So for every single project
Speak up, brother.
There's a speaker for you. So for every project that you guys bring forward, there is a public document made. So that's available to yourself, to the wider populace. So everyone is very aware of exactly what's going through that department. If it's believed that, you know, these documents are being made, you'll have the opportunity to take it through DOJ as well, who can not only bring down a world of hurt on Seth, but also myself. So we're fully committed there to ensure that each project is met and is publicized. And once it's publicized, there are multiple people involved in those conversations. There's a meeting that will be held between myself, the deputy lead, so in this case Seth, the deputy mayor, so in this case Harry, a treasurer. So we have 2 treasurers, one Seth and one is Ryan. The intention of having 2 is so that if Seth, for instance, is a department lead,
he
the
took that
opposing
jab
treasurer
physically,
is
like
from a different
literally, not
department who will act as the
figuratively.
Okay, this means every single pro and con is brought out. Yourself is invited, as well as any concerned individual. So there will be a public list of what meetings are going on that week. And every single individual, as long as they have a concern and a reason to be there, is invited and can weigh in. At which point in that meeting, there is discussions made as to whether it's funded, whether we alter the funding, or whether we postpone or deny them. So this is a completely public, open view of it. There's a complete list of each meeting, so every single person can see what's going on, and you can also see whether or not we are having these meetings. So we're completely transparent, and if we are failing to meet these standards, then there is the route to go through DOJ, and we will be held responsible.
Okay.
And I'm sure none of us want that.
Okay.
Okay, appreciate it. Now, on to Mr. Jones. Would you like to just talk about your
yes.
policies for the emergency services, and obviously bring anyone up if you want to?
Right. As of right now, we do not have anybody for the Department of Public Services. We plan to correct that shortly. I would like to bring up our deputy mayor as in absence. He will be speaking on behalf of our Department of Public Service. I have not yet had a chance to sit down with our lovely commissioner here, Harry. I have sat down with the EMS director yesterday, and I do see a lot of changes that we can make to emergency services by getting them new cars, faster ways to get places. And I know citizens, response time is important, especially if you're laying there on the side of the road, or you passed out from starvation or dehydration, as well as if someone robbed you. You want our great emergency services to be there. Now, I will say I've had a lot of chances to talk to not just the directors, but EMS and PD that are on duty and out on the streets, and I've heard their concerns. I will be doing a lot of different different looks at the budget, so we can fund these guys. These guys are what help keep our city safe. And I haven't yet told you this, Harry, but as part of my campaign, I will be donating 1 new ambulance and 1 new police car. Whether I win or lose, these guys are what make this city safe. So I would like to donate
Clever.
an ambulance and a police car on my behalf, win or lose, to these great individuals, and I'll let Zach take it over from here.
In short, people, though we don't have someone who's a member of our party who's specifically dedicated to dealing with public services at this time in reference to specifically EMS and the police department, we are fully aware of the issues that they're currently facing, not only from the perspective of the officers and the medics themselves, but also from the perspective of the people expecting a better response time, asking for something to happen at faster rates. They need medical attention quicker. We intend to make that happen. Obviously, much like Mr. Wolfenstein intends to do, we intend to expand on their capabilities. Specified training, individuals who are actually qualified.
Everybody's standing up so they don't get kicked for being AFK.
Like join a rapid response team. At this time, obviously, AirMed is one of our primary concerns because the ability to reach people wherever they might go is significantly greater than simply driving around in a little ambulance that's from the 1980s. It drags down.
Not
we
wrong.
also, as far as the police department is concerned, intend to begin by staging. Obviously, we have to start.
That was a concern
step by step as far
for
as the
Tommy
process
and
is
Bucket.
concerned, but it has to be addressed to us by
Everybody was thinking
the
that
police
Tommy and
command.
Bucket
And
wanted
you
to
can just
defund
ask
the
Harry.
cops,
I will
but
reach out to him for almost
they never
anything
actually
that I
said
wanna
that.
Make sure I'm doing it the right way, and my party feels the same way.
And
as
I'm pretty
far
sure
as
he's the
assisting
one
the
that spread
police
that
department
rumor.
with their growth and improvement. Same thing as we do for EMS. We will be in constant communication, and it will be things that we decide as a group because, as far as the people are concerned, the people is It is a mass. It is a group. It is a consensus between everyone. Rather than focusing entirely on supporting something specific that is being asked for, we have to weigh it with the checks and balances on what is needed right now versus what can be done immediately, so that we can avoid. Pardon me, I lost the word. So that we can avoid delays. There we go. We don't want to delay under any circumstances the necessary things both for the people and for the public services themselves. Any unnecessary delay is unacceptable in our opinion as a group. That being said, if it's something that requires review and requires study and understanding to see just how important it is, we will release the things that are needed for the people to EMS and to the police department in stages, rather than simply spending a massive fortune on funding every single service that used to exist in the past. We will see that which is needed the most, and we will release it in stages, bits and pieces. I understand that a lot of people, and probably my commissioner standing over here looking over my shoulder, are thinking, why would you wait and why would you delay it? Because taking care of you is the most important part, you the people. We can't simply focus entirely on spending a massive budget for the sake of improving emergency services right away. Specialized personnel who perform the job to the best of their ability, let's escalate them, let's elevate them, let's move them up to the point where they are capable of doing all the things that we've seen them do in the past. I can imagine that there's plenty of people out there who have spent a great deal of time studying and understanding how they could do their job even better than they ever have before. And I would like to see those people given the opportunity. And that's why we will take it step by step. As those people become available to us, the people, and they choose to serve us, we will do what we can to support them in every way, shape, and form. As far as the former chief detective, I would love to see the detective division come back.
He loves throwing that former chief detective
based
around.
on the occurrences in the city, it's not the greatest concern. I'd be willing to wait for that to return. But as far as our interceptor units are concerned, I miss them every single day when I'm on duty. It's very difficult for me to keep up with a lot of the crime that I've seen out there on the streets, so I want to support the police department. But even more importantly than that, the gentlemen who are sitting behind me and your possible future mayor who is standing behind me are the ones who will keep me in check. Because if I have a bias leaning towards my department,
which
but
you do,
something more important needs to come up and be dealt with first, they will make sure that it gets taken care of first. Again, we're here for you. This is the People's Party.
I mean,
Jerry. Anything else, Nate?
Yes, like you said, we really want to focus on getting our great emergency services what they need.
Kendrick is not helping.
While helping the people of this great city. And we greatly believe in this city. We wanted to see it succeed, and we also want to see it safe. That's it.
Okay. I mean, same as I did to the other party, right? While I talked about Seth and his past and how he can serve the city. In my notes, I have mentioned that.
Here we go.
Public services, you had a member of your party who's no longer here. So, with that in mind, how are you going to make sure that anyone else, such as Mr. Fox over there, doesn't buckle under the pressure and suddenly leaves us without a lack of service?
Well, we are a team. We're going to bring a team effort to this. It's not just one role. I mean, ultimately, I know my name.
He's messing with his
will be
mic.
on the mayor's slot, but I look of it more as a team. We've chosen these individuals because we believe that they are great and what they do. I believe in each and every one of them, and we are going to help keep each other balanced, fair, and concise.
Okay. So,
Good
before
answer.
I open it up to questions on public services,
This is a good
from
answer.
The audience. Anything either party wants to say to the other one or question about what they've just said?
There's got to be some beef. Come on, man.
No? Okay. Any questions from the audience? Anyone want to raise anything?
Oh my God.
Okay, we have quite a few questions. Team, do you want to just start grabbing people, bringing them up? Or you and Ali first?
Hi, hello there.
Oh God, here we go.
All right. So basically, all right. So this is a question for Mr. Wolfenstein over here.
Yeah. Hello.
So, okay, hold on, wait. Sorry. Let me
you're
start
all good,
over.
you're all good.
Hi, my name is Kendrick, and I have a question for you, Mr. Wolfenstein.
Nice to meet you, Kendrick. Yeah, go ahead.
Nicholas,
So,
thank you. Appreciate the follow, bruh.
Okay, shut the fuck up back there, Jenkins. Anyways, is corruption in the police department a year ago a failure of leadership or a rational response to a broken system? And how do you plan to combat this now in the present?
I think the first thing to realize
It's actually
what
a good
happened
question.
A year ago wasn't a case of it happened there and then. It was a situation that started off by Ryan Taylor selling a large portion of Sandy to Bet Incorporated, which in turn started handing over large amounts of power to them and left the city in quite a financial ruin. This eventually did lead to the police department losing a lot of power.
Of course I'm surprised. Look who asked it.
They had to take the methods they did to try and regain it. Unfortunately, there weren't many legal options available. There were contracts in place, which kept the city as it was. In fact, I am very thankful to the police department for the work they had attempted to regain order. Okay, yes, was there corruption to some degree? More than definitely. But I think we can put that down, across many departments.
So he's
quite frankly,
admitting
many services,
to
and
corruption.
just the general populace was quite heavily corrupted. I think you're aware of the gang situation that took over as well. I think now we have greater methods to control this.
It's interesting.
We've had what I'm going to call the Great Reset. We've had an opportunity that this has granted us to really bring everyone back down to earth. We've got the DOJ system coming
What
in.
is happening
which can
behind me
hold
right
everyone
now?
accountable, myself included, Harry over here included, and any member of the police department. Every single citizen now has their, the ability to go to court, the ability to make their voices heard, and this is really an opportunity where we can yet again reset where this corruption may be, started. No one really knows. There's no evidence.
This is wild.
There's no sort of story behind it. So we've really got to start, a fresh slate and hold everyone accountable, from this point onwards.
You kind of went in a circle there, but I wanted to know what you planning
He
to
did.
do about corruption.
He did.
The corruption isn't really.
I'm impressed Kendrick caught that.
By Mr. Murphy. Corruption is mostly dealt with by the DOJ and by the Supreme Judge. As said, from our perspective, everything will be kept open, including payments.
That's the thing is they don't.
Payments that go towards the PD, so we will.
It's all a big gamble because he could be just as corrupt as he was before, but putting on a good face.
That's taking control. But yet again, we are not the ones that deal with corruption. That is on DOJ's half. We will support them where it's needed. We will provide them the funding where it's needed to, look for corruption within ourselves and the police department.
I appreciate you answering
I
that
appreciate
question.
it, and I think I'll add further to that.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
there's a clean slate across the board, right? It's really helping bring the city back together. Yes, there will have been corruption in the police department, but like you said, DOJ is here to make sure that doesn't happen again. And you know what? With no bet, I think we've got a great start for our city to prosper. Now, with that, it's given us actually a lot of great things. We've got Mr. Wolfenstein over here, and Seth, Larry, Harry Callahan. These guys probably would have had some criminal charges by now, but clean slate. As for the other side, again, few people part of that party who probably wouldn't have been there to start with if it wasn't for what had happened. So all we can do is look forward and make sure that we make the city great between ourselves as the police.
There's a
as
slight dig
EMS,
at Tommy and Bucket.
and DOJ, and obviously the mayor and their party.
I appreciate that, Harry, and with that kind of response, you should run for mayor.
I enjoy my job too much.
Oh good. And then we'll cycle through again.
Hello. Reggie Hamilton. I have a question for Harry, actually, as well.
Yeah, Professor.
So, you said earlier that Seth is going to be in charge of both PD and EMS. What?
You're in line, don't
I mean, don't you think that's going to be not saying that Seth can't do it, but what happens if both sides are, you know, struggling at the same time, both needing things very urgently? How are you going to go about that with just one person? Don't you think it'd be better to have two?
So to note, it doesn't mean he's the sole person that runs EMS. He is specifically, his only purpose is to be their direct line of contact. I've already spoken to both parties as well, and I've offered them, if needed, we can bring on an additional person, so they've got a person each. But Seth's role and the general aspect of it is, it doesn't mean that they can only contact him and they can only he's their only liaison. They've got direct line of communication with myself and Harry as well. And should it be a desperate measure, we can bring in the other departments as well as external sources, so we can use the DOJ to support each other. So it isn't the case where they've only got the one person. There will always be multiple lines of contact. It's just the fact that Seth's whole purpose is to argue for them and to be their liaison with us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No
could
worries,
I
thank you.
actually, could I get Nate to that one as well, just from his side of, how are you going to deal with it if both EMS and PD are desperate and Fox is our point of contact? How do we? It doesn't matter. I'd like to make sure we get both sides.
That's fine. So, like I stated previously, we are a team. If we cannot handle as a team, we will, require additional help. Bring in a consultant to further assist us. But ultimately, we are a team. We're going to do things together efficiently. We want to try to help PD and EMS together as a whole. And if they are needing something urgently at the same time, we will work as a team to make sure that their needs are met.
That's a good answer.
I appreciate it. We'll take two more questions on this, and then we'll move on to
That was a
another
good answer.
topic, just so we can get through everyone.
Like, there's 20 people who want to
Yeah,
ask the
I'm Big
questions.
Willie,
that
and I want to ask Nate something. Why do you think that people would trust a bell end like yourself?
Do we really need to use
Wow.
terminology like that?
My bad.
Do you want to rephrase it? He doesn't need to answer it unless you rephrase it.
Not really.
Okay. Don't worry, you don't need to answer that one. Unless you want to. It's up to you.
I wasn't really able to hear. To tell you.
He wants to know how can we trust someone such as yourself?
Honestly, I will answer this. I know a lot of people have talked about my past. This is a clean slate. The people I used to
His mic is
associate
popping
with,
like
I
crazy.
no longer associate with. I have completely changed and reformed. I plan to keep the city safe and do what is needed.
Perfect. Okay, next one, and then we'll move.
Hello, I've got essentially two questions and one short one. I'll make it nice, quick, and simple for you. So, long story short, you mentioned that you're for the people. This is to Nate Jones, sorry.
Public service, not a general question.
This is a general question.
No, we're on about public service
Yeah,
first.
we're not on general questions.
This is public service.
Well, I will bring it up the fact that the things he's mentioned.
This is just about public service.
It was more like pricing and stuff like that. Which,
Well,
if
we will get to that.
It is what it
Okay,
is.
do you want to go sit
Public
down then?
services, yes.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take one more question about public services, and then we'll move on to the next.
Do you want me to bring him up? Barry, come to me.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
now?
Barry, come to me.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Zach,
How's it going?
Sorry, what I had was actually just
Joey, you a bitch.
Okay, we'll make it short and make sure you got your microphone turned on.
Joey is a bitch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, with
I think he's AFK, honestly.
Mr. Wolfenstein, can we just clarify something? Is John Murphy a part of your team?
No, John Murphy is a supreme judge. Nothing to do with our team.
All right. How much can we rely on him? Exactly.
As said, he has got nothing to do with our team. We have no choice in terms of elections.
Yes, I know, but this is a question for everyone up there. How much can we rely on John Murphy?
Murphy's not
Okay.
up there.
I can answer this because I don't think it's very much a party question. John Murphy isn't the only Supreme Judge. There are multiple Supreme Judges, and they will make sure that DOJ keeps moving. They will actively be hiring for lawyers and judges as well. So, while you may be concerned about the reliance of one of the Supreme Judges, there are more who will be announced.
You know what I know from a year ago.
That's okay. I mean, I'll be honest, he's been through a psych eval. He seems pretty stable, pretty responsible, and he seems to have his head screwed on. So I think we can trust him quite a lot.
All right.
Do I have any
and one
food
final
left?
question.
I don't.
Is Bet truly gone?
I have a drink.
I can answer that one as well. So, if you weren't listening at the start, all of Bet's assets are being divvied up and will be given to whoever the mayor will be to decide what to do with them.
So what's the
Right, it's
facility?
gone.
What's in the mountains?
I'm pretty sure it's been destroyed.
No, it's not.
And it's off topic. Why are we getting into conspiracy theories when we're talking about the mayoral debate?
Yeah, come on, man.
Aim straight.
Only time I can do it.
You call me a jackass.
Okay. Down you go.
My name is Jack.
Stop smoking whatever you're smoking, because this is about public services. Okay. Ty, given your EMS director, do you want to quickly just come up and ask your question? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Joey.
You good?
She's not. She's.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, you're frozen in place. I thought you got scared. What's your question?
Oh, no, okay. So my question is, I have two. What guarantees can you give that EMS and PD won't lose funding or support just because you don't like a certain decision we made?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
That's a
yeah,
really good
if you're
question,
okay,
actually.
If you're okay, I'll answer this one first. So, I think we've already discussed with yourself and earlier on. Every single project and every single discussion we have, as long as it's not pertaining to, anything classified by the DOJ, will become public knowledge. So not only are we held, responsible by the court of opinion, but we will work very closely with the DOJ to provide yourself opportunities there to bring them in. But you're also available and welcome to every single meeting that's held, whether that's with PD, whether that's with EMS, to ensure there is no sort of bias there. If you are in a position where you believe that members that we're providing and the information we're giving is incorrect, you have every right to, bring representatives themselves into the party, or, to take it through court, take it through DOJ. Yet again, we are held to the highest regards. We are held with impeachment over our heads. So if we do something that does negatively affect and, is biased towards other parties, and we do start to defund the EMS and the PD, which is quite frankly ridiculous. I couldn't imagine a city where, someone's injured and we can't support that because there's no funding, or there's a crime and we can't get the police down to it. But if it was, we're held responsible for that, we would be impeached. So it is within our best interest to work with yourselves to ensure the appropriate funding's there, and we make a viable and healthy environment for yourselves.
Okay, and
to follow on, as my great opponent said,
I wouldn't have said great opponent, but
PD or EMS is going to be a terrible place. If we don't have people to protect our streets or heal our wounded, it's going to be a bad day. Now, at the end of the day, what you decide to do in your department is up to you, right? I mean, as the mayor's office, we can make suggestions, but you're the director and you were put in your place for a reason. And I truly believe that if you were put in that place, then I can see that you can run your department fit. Now, as far as funding goes,
his mic is bad.
I don't know if I get paid for this, but I would happily give up my salary to make sure our PD or EMS are funded. Just because I believe in our great emergency services.
Okay.
All right. And second question, how would the funds be divided? Because they're all going to be going into the same, like, portion.
Yeah, so just jumping on this, so we've got two systems in terms of how funding is going to be delegated. So the first one is what we call essential funding. So this will cover things like your salaries, this will cover vehicle maintenance, this will cover, you know, anything that is completely necessary to the running of the cities, also including like utilities, electricity costs. You know, we do need to power the city, so it includes that. And then anything else goes into the non-essential fund. Okay, so this is where projects such as, you know, buy new vehicles, buy new, you know, aircraft, new facilities for yourselves, for PD, you know, this is where all that money goes into.
Excuse me.
Every single project, you know, that's brought towards us, you're defended and you're, you know, it's brought to us by yourselves, as well as Seth in this instance. And then the cons are provided by the opposing treasurer, which would be Ryan in this instance. So we're able, as a group, yourselves included, and any concerned civilians, to come to an agreement and to have a full understanding of exactly what each project, you know, requires, its funding it's requiring, and whether or not it's viable.
This is making you guys dizzy.
It's then, you know, if it is funded at that point, it is then handed a priority tag. So whether that is, you know, of an immediate requirement, so it's purchased there and there, or as a lower priority, but it is something we get done, and a date is tagged to that, it is publicized, and we are then held responsible by our own emission at that point. Hopefully that answers an issue. Anything else about it?
Just to follow that, PD and EMS will have their own budgets, which will be shared to each department director. If you see any problems with it, of course we could talk about it, right? But at the end of the day, PD and EMS will have their own funds, and we will start by function, right?
I think it's
we'll get the vehicles you need, any tools that you may need to complete your job, and then sorry, I lost my train of thought. Actually, I'll let Zach answer this because he, as a former part of PD and EMS, I believe he can answer this a little bit better.
Smart.
Former. Okay, former. I didn't realize I wasn't still active. Wish, Harry. You know you love me.
No, you're fired.
Baloney. Anyway. So, Ty, obviously, primarily, as far as budget is concerned, we have to know what kind of available to us, and based on proper policing and things like that, appropriate application of fines and things and so on and so forth, we will be able to determine through the income that we get from EMS work, that we get from PD, what kind of escalations we'll be able to take as far as advancing the necessities for your department. That's broken down on a lower, on like a grander scale. But primarily, obviously, whatever your essential needs are, as far as the repairs fleet, the function of it, if we can develop a budget for fuel and things like that, reimbursements and things to that nature. If it's available within the budget of the city, that we can make it to where it becomes escalated to the point of essential rather than being something more along the lines of a luxury, we intend to push that forward to try and make life a little bit easier for EMS and PD. This is, of course, something that will be debated on a grand scale within our team and then brought to the leadership for both EMS and PD. If DOJ needs to put their input in on it, they'll be welcome to do so as well. And as with all things, the consideration of the people is going to be taken into account. If the people actually feel the need to address something and say, we don't feel like we're getting what we deserve out of this public service, we'll take that into consideration and make sure that we express those issues to you directly. We have faith in your capability to do your job, and we don't need to micromanage you. We have no desire to micromanage you. So as far as that level of things are concerned, we have a separation between your department and ours, but we communicate consistently. And, you know, we intend on being transparent with that. Obviously, there are certain things that cannot be shared publicly. That doesn't mean that it can't be shared with the directors of a department specifically.
I feel bad saying that.
Is that a sufficient answer to your question?
I don't think you answered the question, but...
Repeat the question for me?
No, it's fine. It's great.
Thank God, thank fucking God.
Appreciate it.
I heard that, Kendrick.
Sorry.
It's okay, Fox. Everyone knows you can ramble.
Wow.
Okay. So, we're going to move on to something that has changed quite dramatically for this fair city. And that's going to be business management for both of these parties. But at the end of the day, one thing I've noticed, and I'm very proud of the citizens of Los Santos since coming back and trying to get the economy started again, is people are really trying to make a go of their own businesses. People are out there trucking and you know, owning vehicles, managing a fleet. People are out there, you know, renting refineries and gas stations. So I want to hear from both parties again around your policies around this, and then we'll get questions from the audience, because I'm sure there's a lot of business owners here that are concerned and want to know how you're going to keep them safe and make sure that they're well funded. Either party.
Perfect. I'll I'll start off this one. So I mean, as many of you know, there are multiple petrol station owners out there. There's loads of you who own malls, boundaries, farms. We've got Burger Shot open. We've got the mechanic up here open. So there is a lot going on, and I am very proud to say that, you know, it seems to be going super successfully. There's lots of you out there who have been self-sufficient, but I think the main idea is to keep business fair, to ensure that it's viable. I think the main issue we've noticed right now is foundries and farms are struggling. There are multiple farms who don't have the capability to sell. Yeah, perfect. We've got both my team up here, by the way, as well. So Ryan, who's part of our business development team, and Larry here, our Department of Transport, both of them are very, very aware about what it takes to run a business. Larry here running the mechanic up north, and Ryan here is supporting us in the mall in Sandy Shores. I'm going to quickly let both of them have a quick chat, and then I'm going to get back to you to finalize the rest.
Alrighty, I hope everyone can hear me. Yeah, I just quickly wanted to come up here, have a quick chat about, obviously, all the business relating to transport. I think there's a lot of opportunities in the transport business, but obviously because that's such a small portion of the entirety of all businesses out there, I just want to come up here and just kind of have a short little chat and then go back up there. Obviously, there's a lot of jobs all around the city. There's a lot of jobs in Sandy. There's a lot of jobs all
right, chat. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna let this keep going. I will be right back.
Like, you know, as mentioned before, we are a party who works together as a team. Just because I'm the Department of Transport does not mean I get to decide who gets to work at what mechanic shop, doesn't get to decide exactly who runs what. I think the most important thing is trying to make it so it's fair for everybody. If I'm looking at gas stations, I want to see people running gas stations where they can actually make a profit, but are also not scamming you guys. I think a big situation, obviously gas stations are something that we use every single day. Even in the times of need, you know, if you're up near Utool and you're running out of gas and you only have one gas station to go to, it shouldn't be the place where you get scammed and you have to pay a lot of money for it. That does not mean that gas stations shouldn't earn money, but that should mean it should be fair for everybody. Same goes for the mechanic shops. I want to get people situated in there as fast as possible. Save for the one in Roxwood, it will not be continued to be run by me or obviously Crux on the other side. We want to get people situated in there that actually have a passion for the automotive business and get them sorted with everything else. That's all on my part. I'll let Ryan do.
Larry's done a pretty good job of just about explaining everything I need to say, to be honest. We do have points in the wider business thing. Obviously, we're looking, businesses isn't just surrounded by your vehicles and your gas station. We want to look at the restaurants, your mechanics, everything like that. Obviously, we know that there's times where you guys need to get food or you need to get repair, but it's not always going to be available. It is a pretty key thing that we want to look at, is getting more businesses available to more people, but not at the expense of existing businesses. We don't want to sit here and say to these existing business owners, look, you've got a business opening across the street from you who's going to take 50% of your business and you're no longer going to be viable to run. When we look at new businesses, which we will, I'm sure, discuss in more detail, it's got to be fair for the people around it. It's got to work in terms of a plan to get everything going, and it needs to have actual benefits to the wider community. We're not just going to be popping up shops every single corner that people are going to own because it will not benefit anyone. I don't think there's anything else I need to really cover. I think we'll go over the general plans in a bit more detail as we need. But for now, I think we're all good. Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you to the other members of the team there. So just a few things to note as well. My first major point is providing a better service for both the farms and the foundries out there. I know there are several of you who own farms, and I don't think you've seen more than a couple $1,000 of your massive investment back. So the main issue with that is finding customers. I'm very aware that there is only the one restaurant, and that one restaurant isn't going to be able to order large quantities. So you guys are going to be struggling at this point in time. One of the major points we plan on bringing is a portion of our leftover budget each month will go towards funding and purchasing any leftover stock from the farms and the foundries to ensure that when times are tough, we do have a surplus and a stock when required. But in the meantime, all businesses are given equal opportunity and a chance to remain profitable and viable. When it comes to petrol stations, at the moment, we are seeing quite a turbulent time. I think in the last 3 days, there have been 3 different prices for importing fuel, and it has been changing all week. So we look to stabilize this so that owners can appropriately price their fuel. Okay. I think yesterday fuel was about $8 to import, and I saw people trying to sell it for $5. All right. This is a time where businesses will struggle because they will be caught out by changes like this and they won't be made aware of it. And it will then start hemorrhaging money. So we plan on stabilizing this and also then introducing fair business policies into fuel. So there will be a minimum and maximum fuel cap price, okay? So this ensures that every single petrol station you go to will have a fair and equal value. However, it still allows healthy composite.
We're back.
We don't include a percentage that is a minimum and a percentage for maximum price of the fuel. More on this will come in due course. Onto our business operator program. Okay, we plan on opening businesses to leasing. So there's 2 ways about it. There is no opportunity to own businesses outright. Okay, things need to remain state-owned purely for the fact if an operator does not, care for the business, it needs to go to someone who has the passion, has the ability to run it, and can keep that business afloat. So at the end of the day, it needs to remain afloat, viable, and profitable. To not only fund itself, but to fund.
That's basically for the people who get in, they'll grind, and
this is going to be done by
they'll own a business for like 6 months, and then they'll just disappear.
So if there's a mechanic shop we're opening or a restaurant, it's a public application process. There will not be a deposit required. Okay, any deposits required could mean that a business owner struggles to buy stock, which is the utmost important. This does, however, mean there will be a monthly payment required. This is to purely intend if someone is no longer running their business or no longer paying attention, they're not going to be able to pay that fee, and we therefore know that either the owner's not viable or the business isn't viable, and we can then look into it with ourselves, the DOJ, and the relative members of our departments.
I mean, I like that aspect.
That kind of covers the core policies. More about detail will come out in the coming days before elections next week, so really pay attention.
Man, a lot of people left.
If you guys have any desperate questions or anything you need to know, feel free to find myself, Ryan here, or any other member of the party, and we can give you the appropriate information. Thank you.
Okay, try on tonight.
I would like to say that the amount of entrepreneurship that I've seen in this city over the couple days, few days, week, has been amazing. I mean, everyone is really taking light to entrepreneurship, and it's really great to see, that American dream living in each and every one of you. I would like to turn it over to our Department of Business first.
If they didn't realize they would just be talking, then they've never heard of a debate before.
Some questions you may have, and then transportation.
That's on them.
And then I'll wrap up after them.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It isn't. But for the purposes of the RP, for the city,
I need to turn your microphone on.
it is important. I mean, there's going to be stuff that is going to be boring. That is necessary for the city RP.
Sweden, I'll be in charge of businesses if elected. Pretty much, we obviously one restaurant, one mechanic shop. We need to get more open. Give people jobs, establish an economy, and get everybody working. Foundries and farms, get them where they can make some money. Like I said, get people working.
I agree. Either he had a stroke or
Okay, stage fright happens to the best of us.
God damn. I think he just froze. He got nervous.
I think what Deacon's having a little bit of stage fright. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Standing here in front of all of you is making me pretty nervous, right? I mean, public speak is a hard task, bro. But as far as businesses go, we definitely plan in the first week to definitely get a business or two open. You know, a restaurant and a mechanic shop. You know, to help the current mechanics that are and restaurants that are open, right? Because as of right now, we have one restaurant in the city, one mechanic in Roxwood. You know, very far apart. But you know, for the people that are in Pulido, Roxwood area, you know, if Burger Shot's open, you know, that's a long
He
drive,
did.
especially if you're pretty hungry, right? So we definitely want to get a
He did good.
more localized.
It was a good recovery.
Restaurant open up there, as well as a mechanic shop down here, and I'll pass it over to our Department of Transportation on that.
Hello everyone, again, it's Ethan. Trying to touch up on what Deacon recently just said. When it comes to all businesses, I will be mainly focusing on assisting him with mechanic shops and the dealerships. I believe we are working on getting a specialist for all restaurants, but I'm not going to touch on that. I'm going to focus purely on what I am knowledgeable on with my time up in Roxwood. I definitely have seen issues where people have been coming up to my mechanic shops saying that they've tried ordering at maybe the wrong mechanic shop just because they've gone for convenience, not realizing, you know, our systems are completely different to the systems that they've attempted to go to. And as soon as we get elected, I'm hopeful. We have a great group of people here.
Sorry, I'm looking for the guy with the
I'm not
food
gonna
because
comment on
I
the
think
other
I'm gonna need
parties.
some soon.
I'm not here to slander. I'm here to speak the truth, speak to the people. When we are elected, I will get people the correct training. All get complete training from myself on how all the systems work, a full rundown of everything they need to know. I'll just try and set them up as perfectly as I can, so it's smooth. It's optional for like.
It's a good answer.
City, the Sandy area, and then also Roxwood. I'm not trying to waste.
Good
any time.
answer.
Like day one will be a very very hectic day, very stressful day. For
I don't know if it's a vendor. It's just
we've got
somebody with a bunch of food. They kind of have to for events like this because the owner of Burger Shot is sitting up on the
When it comes to other
stage.
things, I'm going to touch on a little bit more transportation. I will be.
And the sandwiches
looking at
don't do
increasing
much, so
prices
people would
on
have to
certain
spend
things.
like $1,000 on
about
sandwiches
the
to
economy,
sit through this whole
next best
thing.
Is in the correct balance. To say I'm not gonna make estimates. I'm gonna just go ahead and say the facts of I don't know what the books are gonna look like. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna go in there, my head straight, do the best for the people, and then obviously again I'll answer any questions after this whenever you guys have any. I'm gonna keep it short because I'm wasting a lot of people's time right now. I do not want to be like Deacon and get stuck in a little loop in his little brain. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll happily answer them. Any questions, anything I might have missed out. So I'm gonna step away now. Right?
Thank you, Ethan. To follow on, day one is going to be pretty hectic. Like he explained, we don't know the budget. We don't have
It's
any
gonna be
of the
crazy.
numbers, right?
They're gonna have to learn a lot of
all we
shit
can
real
do is
fast.
promise you that we will try, and we
Like real fast.
Lock in, dude.
we want to get businesses to use the people.
Lock in, dude.
You guys have faced a tragedy, and you know your pockets are hurting. You know you're trying to afford to live.
He would have been smarter if he'd have said, "We've all faced a tragedy."
And that starts by getting money in your pockets, so you can buy houses, so
He
you can
fucked
buy
that up.
cars, right? And then afford to eat, afford to get your car repaired when needed, get gas.
He would have been able to relate to the people
So
more.
That it's a very important
But-
part of our economy.
Hey, what do I know, right?
is businesses and development, and I truly believe that this team behind me is great, and we will get the job done.
I appreciate it. Okay. Let's take some questions from the floor about this on businesses.
I would have
Now,
killed it as a
questions about
speechwriter.
businesses. Okay, do the team want to go? Grab someone, bring them up.
I would have been absolutely diabolical as a
for the
speechwriter.
People Party, with regard to decision making, you said that you've chosen the best team possible. But last night you changed team members. You know, your deputy mayor.
I knew he was
going to
bring this up.
Development councillor. How can we rely on you to make the proper decisions for businesses whenever you can't make the proper decisions for what team members you want in your party?
Edward, I'll take you. Okay, so what?
I don't think this question is per se business related, but I do say that the people that have left the People's Party, they left for personal reasons. It had nothing to do with my judgment. I still think it would be great in their role, but ultimately they left for personal reasons. I would not like to explain. That is up to them if they would like to speak on that. It is not my place to say why or why they left.
That good response.
So you think you will make the correct decisions whenever it comes to small businesses and their development?
Yes, small businesses are going to make up a lot of our, flowing economy. So with small businesses around the city, gas station owners, mall owners, boundary farm, a lot of people are going to make this economy great. But it starts with our small business owners. And I'd like my deputy mayor to step in.
Hello there. Is that Bob?
It is, yes.
I appreciate your question, Bob. Let's put it this way. As an individual who not only elevated the Redline Club myself, but seeing people behind me who understood both how my business operated and how other businesses have operated since we've all turned down.
But he's not wrong either, because it legitimately was personal reasons.
Where it was a full-on casino, and
they didn't want their friendships
from the entire
and relationships with other people fracturing based on politics.
Fun times there. I am intimately familiar myself.
Fair.
As far as
fair
the
enough.
effects of the economy on a business and how the business itself can affect the economy of its employees and the economy of its customers. That leads me to believe that I'm capable of assisting in those decisions. Nate depends on all of us to do that. And with Prox behind me being a more recent business owner, having the information and the understanding of how it's operating from a mechanic side of things, and the fact that Deacon has been, if I'm not mistaken, haven't you worked for me before, Deacon? Yeah, Deacon was one of my employees as well, and it got to the point where I trusted him with making decisions in my absence, and the casino absolutely flourished. I don't know exactly
Nate should
how much
be
money we made in casino
accountable
trips,
for
but as far
explaining
as
their
our fund is
decisions.
concerned, we were a multi-million-dollar business within a couple of weeks of starting. As far as helping people develop business plans and supporting them in getting those businesses up and running, we're absolutely prepared to do that and make decisions based on their necessities. As we've discussed previously during the course of this debate, we understand necessity versus luxury, and we will assist with those necessities to make sure that they can develop luxury on their own. It comes to the point where they're making enough money, and with the taxes that they pay, we're able to continue supporting them and improve the nature of business for those business operators, for their employees, and for the customers that are coming to them on a daily basis.
Okay.
Nice, next up.
Alright, hello everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, I just well, it's pretty much what Bob said. I'm just gonna
exactly.
follow up your question. So with that in mind, will it be possible to schedule a meeting to formally present our proposal and to clarify our business plan to all the parties?
Yeah. Am I able to pop in on this one? So, of course, to be very frank, we are unaware of exactly what businesses we will be able to fund from the get-go. As soon as we are in a position, so as soon as we have taken office, we will be open for meetings, which projects such as new business developments for yourself are available. So you would be able to make a meeting with either myself or Ryan behind me, at which you would present your business plan. One of the main stipulations we have is that the business must be viable. It mustn't interfere with other businesses, so it mustn't cut out another business that should cut out farms, etc. And it should also provide a hiring opportunity for a large amount of people. So as long as it matches those three, you're more than welcome to set up a meeting with ourselves. At which point it follows the exact same process as projects for PD and EMS does. You'll have a meeting with myself, the deputy, the department lead, a treasurer, and then any other business or individual that's concerned, at which all pros and cons will be listed, and then we'll work together to decide on how we can fund it, ensure the business is viable, and how we can support yourself.
Fair enough. I would like to hear the other party as well, so I can also decide my vote if you guys don't mind.
How do I get rid of this?
It's okay. Tony Hawk's over here is going to answer your question in a sec.
Get it off.
I'll be right back, Jenkins.
You got this, brother.
Sorry. I bought a skateboard recently, and I haven't really figured out how to use it yet. But yes, to answer your question, anytime you want a meeting, whether it's about businesses or
yes,
will always be open.
Nate is not doing good.
But as far as business concerned,
I'm right behind you, dum dum.
These new
Well, come over here.
I am.
Plans, you will be able to contact us, sit down with.
Overall, no, he's not. However,
he's like
right. He's got the stage fright, which is understandable.
He's nervous in front of one of the other candidates, and on top of that, literally, our boy, my homie Deacon, who's a swagalicious man, by the way, literally just froze.
Yeah, but you know what? I will give Nate credit. He did cover that relatively well. He saved it.
No,
he said he had
sent out Fox to ramble.
No, because he said he had stage fright and he took over, and then he kicked out Fox.
No, he shouldn't have admitted that.
You're not wrong. However, I will say that Nate needs to start using "we" more, as in the people, and not you all. Like, for example, he said, "You all have been through a big tragedy." In reality, we all did. We did. If he can be more people related, he could take this pretty far, actually. But he's not doing too bad. He's not doing as bad as I thought he was going to do.
Mr. Wolfenstein, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned you wanted to enforce a minimum and maximum percentage that the gas stations can set their prices at. How do you intend to keep that in check?
So, I mean, basically, it includes an enforcement.
I didn't expect him to call
me. We will
me.
have, the ability for any citizen to report stations that are reporting prices. We're very aware of the cost of import fuel. We
new
can
way to
check
sit.
that quite easily. So it will be very, very obvious when a petrol station is charging either above or below these limits. Now, I understand people's concerns when they're like, well, what do we mean below the limits? We want to ensure that, all businesses are kept on an equal level.
Yeah.
And not having, people undercutting others to the point where no one
Kendrick is easily excitable.
We are have enforcement teams. We will have people check, but it is also, the public can report stations that are overcharging. We then, as the government, would step in. We would support those who have been overcharged.
Oh, that's a little.
And work with the DOJ in relation to the store owner, and whether that's in form of financial compensation they return, or other penalties. It is yet to be discussed with DOJ, so I'm not going to promise exactly what would happen. But we would ensure that there are some penalties in order to ensure everything's kept fair, affordable for everyone, but also viable for the
He's a good kid. He's just super excitable over small shit.
All right, thank you. That is it from me.
Appreciate it. Okay, let's bring up these last kind of three over this side, and then.
Hello?
Hello, sir, what is your question?
Hi, so my question's for Mr. Lake Johns over there.
Here we go.
How can I trust you
midnight.
when you with prices and stuff, when you like upcharge on your mall and get the prices high in there?
That is literally my fucking question. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, when it comes to the mall, well, actually, if you would look at my prices today, they've changed. As a new business owner, I'm changing prices daily to, kind of help figure out what prices are best. Honestly, I was brought to my attention.
Decent answer.
I heard concerns about my pricings, and I've actually lowered everything in my mall. I mean, it's $30 for a power set, or $20, something like $30 for a power cell, oil, things like that. And as a new business owner, I kind of had to figure out price. It's something new to me. owning a business, right? And I want to see it flourish. I want to see the economy grow, of course. But at
Which
the
at some
cost,
point, every business
uh,
owner has had to do that. So he's not out of the realm of reality.
Yeah, public speaking is not my strong suit. I'm not gonna lie. But in a short answer, right? I'm a new business owner. Prices will change, and just like our economy is going to change.
There's no
But
wrong.
as far as the mall is concerned, right? I want to price everything fairly. I'm still trying to figure out fair prices for everything because this is all new to me, and as well as other business owners. Other business owners are trying to figure out fair prices to make sure that they're able to buy more stock, right? And as long as we can keep them all up and going, whether I'm making $1 profit or $100 profit, it's going to be in turn to the people. So I have lowered my prices to answer your question. Now, in the future, the more I build the relationships, the prices will come down, right? But it'll only take time. It's been I've owned them all for about a week now, so I'm still learning the ropes on. But in short term, I think it'll be a very profitable business. But we wanna keep the prices fair for the people.
Okay.
He's doing decent.
Thank you.
Okay, next one.
Honestly, I don't think I need to ask me a question anymore. He's already answered it.
Hello. My name is Echo Echo, and I have a question for both parties.
You need to use a microphone, Echo.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. My name is Echo Echo, and I have a question for both parties. And recently I've had a confrontation with Seth because he said he would not and absolutely will never have coffee at Burger Sod. Well, this is just absurd, and I was wondering from each candidate what you're gonna do to fix the depletion and scarcity of coffee in the city.
Yeah, I'll step in first.
Asking the real questions
Yeah,
here.
you can go ahead, Nick.
I can't hear you.
Your microphone on.
My apologies. I think getting new products is an important part of our economy, but we need to figure out what those products are. So honestly, you
Fucking
saying
echo,
that
man.
you'd like to see coffee on shelves or in restaurants is very important. This is kind of our statement behind the people. We want to hear the concerns of the citizens and help the citizens get what they want and what they need. So we definitely want to look into that, right, to get coffee, but we need to look at getting it, imported in and things like that.
Okay.
Hey, perfect.
How
Thank you. So,
about you, Mr. Clean?
yes, thank you. I have been referred to Mr. Clean in the past. I think I could do just a few TV commercials. So, Seth is on our side within our council here. But to quickly note,
I love
when
Echo's
it comes
character.
to Burger Shop, of course, as a fast food chain, they're already struggling to keep up with the current menu. Hence, the reason they haven't brought coffee in. I believe there are many, caffeine fans out there, myself included. And we need to ensure that those people are treated and given the caffeine they respect, but in a more caffeine-based environment. So the intention is as we move forward that these restaurants are specialized and each place can have its own key aspects. If Burger Shop was to do coffee, if we had a cafe, why would someone go to the cafe when they can go for Burger Shop for everything? So ensuring that each business has its own specialized menu to ensure that everyone has a reason to go there is a really important thing. So yes, we will probably see coffee at some point, but that would probably be within a cafe as opposed to a fast food chain.
Okay. Thank you.
Jesus
problem,
Christ, you
thank you.
both can waffle about coffee.
I love coffee.
Okay. So, before we close the business segment, does either party want to make any comments or have any questions for the other party?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I think you've heard from both of us in terms of how we plan to develop businesses. I would like to point within our party, not only have we successfully managed a business over the last half a decade at this point, but we've also got we've got a large amount of experience in what it takes to govern.
You're not supposed to bring up the
businesses.
past.
I'm very aware of the businesses the other party have run, specifically the mall. I know there was concerns with pricing, but the pricing was publicly available. I'll make an example. A pickaxe was purchasable for $4,000. The opposing party made the decision to sell that for $8,500.
Oh my God, here we
Any
go.
civilian could go to Utah and visibly see the existing price and buy it for $5,000.
That's slander.
So it's not slander, sir. It's facts. Okay. So, okay, yes, he may have had an experience running the business, but he's also not put forward the time and
Yeah, you're talking
effort
about personal
to
businesses
check
in regards to
existing
freaking
prices. So, I would take you to keep that in account. The other part.
He also said he was new to running a
Callahan
business,
has
so
confirmed that within his previous candidacy, he had to put a stop to funding on other businesses that were using it where there was biased. For example, the casino had taken money to fund its promotions. This was not viable to other companies. No other company was given permission by the government to fund their own promotions. Okay.
but that's what a
Our
business
aim as
does.
a candidacy is to ensure that all businesses are given equal and fair opportunity to thrive, to ensure every business has an opportunity to be profitable, and to ensure every single person has a right to work at a business and protect those people. Okay? We ensure everything will be kept fair, be kept even, and every single price, every single station, every single mall will be monitored and kept fair and within legal price ranges, and ensuring that they do not cover and overcharge compared to local competitors.
Oh, that sounds like communism.
Okay, any retort back? Anything you want to mention on what was stated by Mr. Wolfenstein?
So I would like to go back to what I said a little bit earlier. I have looked at mall prices, right? I am a new business owner, as many of you are sitting here. Now, my prices have been adjusted.
He did.
Now, I would like to add, you
Yep.
know, you talk about my high pricing at the mall, which has been adjusted. But the monopoly you have in Sandy, I heard it was $12 to buy a gallon of gas, while you could go get it down the street for $4.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling around at the moment. Here we go. All right.
Yes,
in relation to
conduct the question, are we?
No, yeah. In relation to the petrol station, so of course, yes, we do have 3 stations up in Sandy. I think every single person here who owns a petrol station knows within the last week that petrol prices to import have changed 4 or 5 times.
Not
Our
really.
prices, as much as possible, have reflected the prices here in the city, except from when the prices change.
Also,
without
being a
our
mayor and
authority.
owning a
For
monopoly in
instance,
gas
yesterday,
stations
there was a period
is
of time where fuel
wildly
was
crazy.
$8 to import. Okay, there is no way any business could sell fuel for $5 at that point in time and remain profitable. If you expect us to hemorrhage money, then be my guest. But I don't expect any other petrol station or any other mall here to hemorrhage and lose money because other stations are doing that.
But you kind of do.
I mean, losing's one thing, but taking advantage.
I would also like to add that I know Zach here wants to chime in, so I'll keep it. But if you go look at the Sandy Mall, right, my prices are comparatively a lot cheaper. I did look at them yesterday a little, but they are a lot higher at the Sandy Mall than in the. And I'll let Zach.
Just on the Sandy Mall prices, I would just like any civilian here after the past week who's interacted with you at the store. I think you're very aware that this is not the case. We'll even take the self-revive kits. Up to 2 days ago, they were selling for 12,000 in the city mall, 10,000 at the hospital. We've been selling them immediately at 7.5. So I don't appreciate that. There is no factual basis. But,
So you're selling them at a loss.
On the subject of factual basis, would you mind repeating the statement that you made in regards to the casino?
Right. So Mr. Callahan had to end a relationship that you had with the previous mayor, who provided funding for you to promote your business through the means of podium vehicles and other items, which was not available to any other business.
Right, and at what point in time, which vehicle was it that was actually provided by the government to support promoting my business? Because I don't recall this ever having happened.
No specific vehicle was provided, it was funding provided.
What funding was provided for that vehicle? And which vehicle was it?
He's got him.
Every single vehicle that was held before Callahan, as I specifically said, there is no specific vehicle that was provided. Instead, funding was provided so that you could promote your business. At this point, I'm not mentioning that they provided a specific vehicle. I'm simply mentioning that you provided income and value and money to promote your business, which no other business was provided. Now, granted, that is nothing against you. That is simply a fact.
That's
I
shitty.
must state, just to
Shitty.
be very specific, if you don't actually have a specific receipt, you don't have a transaction record that you can publicly display here, this feels a little bit like it's a fabrication, and I don't
Yep.
appreciate it because I never received public funding to promote my business. I paid for almost everything that happened at the casino out of my own pocket. The one case that I can recall is donations, as far as vehicles to the podium are concerned, from members of the public who wanted to either A, get rid of a car, or B, wanted to see something happening at the casino when funding was in fact running short. Mr. K, as a matter of fact, stepped forward and did so. And if Mr. Callahan has a record, I'm going to need information about that record because that record would have been falsified. I spent millions of dollars of my own money.
If you need food, okay?
So I'm going to let
thank
Mr.
God.
Callahan take over this point because he was the one who directly dealt with the.
If you need food, food is on the way.
I said this is something that was brought to my attention, and I believe should be made aware to everyone else, and is not something we intend on doing. I said everything should be kept fair. I'll let him take over.
Fair enough. Please, Mr. Callahan.
Remember, turn your mic on, Callahan.
Yeah, speaking helps too, man.
He is right. Speaking does help.
How much longer? I have maybe a slither.
Okay, guys, I think Dementia's here.
Yeah, I'm about to pass out, I think.
He got that stage fright.
Come on, man, you can do it.
Don't worry, Megamind. I believe in you.
This is just gonna be leading us. Holy shit, man.
We're fucking doomed.
This guy can't get his thoughts together, let alone a city.
Yeah, we should just vote for
No
Nate.
shit.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, listen. I think just oh,
I'm a terrible person, but I don't give a shit.
are you good?
No.
Oh, Deacon was bad. Ballet.
Yeah, I thought Deacon was bad. Holy shit, this guy's
Yeah,
fucking freezing
god
over here.
damn.
It's the mic.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
mic
the
was
mic's
working.
working.
Yeah, the mic was working there.
Man, the mayor can't figure out how to run a microphone. I guess he can't figure out how to run a stage.
Wanna try and use this
I already
one?
proved he couldn't do that, man.
Man.
Damn.
Right.
Sorry about that little bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, at the time you had a very cushy deal done with the then president, where the state was picking up the cost of the vehicles. You were taking it out of the taxation that was being applied to the business. This was a deal that no other business was able to avail of in the city. Actually, the standing rule of the businesses at the time was that no businesses or their promotions was paid for or funded by the state. This was something that came to my attention that I brought to an end in the middle of my term, if you recall this.
I don't recall,
also
honestly. Now,
recall
one thing I do
you giving power to
recall, and I'll
that,
address
but-
this one publicly, considering the fact that we were guaranteed almost on every single vehicle to lose money and it was considered a business expense, it's not really a promotion. We did not make profit from but 2 vehicles.
But
In
you
fact,
were
we
putting
often
the
lost
vehicles,
hundreds of
it was
thousands of
to
dollars.
promote the business because you were putting them on the wheel to draw attention. That's exactly what a promotion is.
I would ask the entire audience, how many of you came to the casino if there wasn't a car on the vehicle, on the podium?
Me, I want to gamble. I want to gamble.
Okay.
Thank you, Jenkins. Appreciate your support.
Okay, I appreciate the points, and thank you, ex-president Widerhan, or whatever your name is now. Anyway.
Wow.
Okay, so what's going to happen, guys? We're going to have a quick intermission so Burger Shot can go restock some food for you guys. And then when we come back, we're going to do quick-fire questions, and that means people like you, Fox, you're going to have to give quick, witty answers, and not something that's going to put us to sleep. Now, as we do this, we're also going to make sure that both parties can give some retorts to both sides.
Wait, does that mean general questions are about to happen?
Yes, general questions.
Good,
So once we come back
good,
from intermission,
very
you guys can ask any question you want to both parties. Questions should be focused. And both parties will be able to answer, and both parties will be able to retort with each other.
If anyone needs food, Jack is up there at the top with his glow sticks. If anyone needs food
If
and
you're going
drink.
to ask what underwear they're wearing, Kendrick, we don't want to hear it.
Just a quick announcement from Seabreeze.
Oh,
Studios.
yeah.
The front doors
You know,
will be
yo,
unlocked.
it's good,
If you choose to
gang.
leave, you will be be researched. and
What's up,
whatnot.
Bucket?
Thank you.
Thanks,
If you
man.
go line up one by one, you're all gonna get knocked out. Sit fuck lads.
Yeah, Nick just told your sister, Hammy. How you gonna tolerate that?
Move.
What did you say?
Move.
He said if whoever doesn't get in the line, and your sister was standing next to him.
Okay, Bucket, what do you think so far?
Yeah, extra large with extra dip.
Bucket, what are you thinking about Nate so far?
Right. It is pretty. No.
Can you not hear me?
It is pretty fucking simple. Anyone who pushes in, they're getting body slammed, right?
I'll do it for you.
If you need help, you can just get a local to body slam Kendrick.
Yeah.
Alright, move. Hammy, move. With your shitty mullet.
Stop being mean, glow sticks.
Yeah, no shit, man.
I've had enough. I've had to do like 3 fucking runs.
Well, then don't take the job if you don't want to do it, man. Fuck.
Whiny bits.
It's like being a cop being like, God, I hate arresting these criminals, man. Holy
How are you
shit.
doing on food?
I need some. I
just want to get Smithy's some because he is currently trying to help people.
To be honest, by at this rate, I'm gonna run out again.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll do what we can.
Let's sit together.
Because Seth is a cheapskate. Everyone remember that.
Yes, he is.
That cheap bastard.
Go on, let me bring 50 food and 50 drink instead of let's bring barely enough. Alright, move on.
Thank you.
Can you be quiet? Did your parents not give you enough attention that you need to get
No,
Kendrick, are you bitching
I
again?
thought that was just him talking.
Huh?
Hey, are you
I
bitching
thought that
again?
was just Kendrick talking normally.
Am I shitting or?
Bitching.
Sounds like he didn't. His
Bitching?
fucking attention
No bitching.
star from home.
Good. Don't make me
Kendrick
get a
always
local in here to
bitches.
fold you with your clothes still in it.
Hey, you better hush up, you. We'll fire you up.
There's no need for that.
Can we all keep it civil, please? Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
you hush up.
Well, I can't say the words right, but I'll do it to you if you keep saying that to me.
I think this guy needs to be institutionalized.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah, I mean, don't curse me. I don't want the Horcrux or whatever you got.
Oi, big mullet, shush.
The Deathly
I am a
Hallows.
big mullet. That's definitely you.
Well, what you're saying is definitely you.
Why did you paint your hair?
I didn't.
What?
So I got one thing of fries and another drink, which the drink is fine.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hopefully the fries fill up my hunger pretty well.
I am behaving myself. What you mean?
Oh, they did actually. That's actually the fries are really good, surprisingly.
Oh, Bucket, by the way, I sent you a message, but well, since you are not in the thingy just ignore. Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna talk to you if you were inside one of the parties, but apparently not anymore. So.
Yeah, I was. Shit happened, but
I would never start
Fair
fights.
Move on.
What's up, game night?
Wait.
Sorry, I don't know how long ago you joined, but I was
because I literally looked for a
fucking locked in, bro.
It's called like These Colors Don't Run or something like that, or I forget the exact name.
Yeah, I just put an eagle in my back.
It's called fucking America.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's why I have a big eagle in my back.
How much did you pay for your tats?
I didn't care. I think it was what?
Yeah, it has.
2,000?
Well, I've been going live on
I
YouTube
can
more,
show them right now, because,
so
I cannot get
feel free to tune in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
I've been going live on
I got
YouTube more
three.
than anything
I got
else.
my shark, my dollar, and my flag. It cost me 20 grand for the three of them.
I was gonna say I heard it cost you a fuck ton of unnecessary amounts.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah, but it was even the eagle was hard to find. I wanted one that covered the entire
You guys
back.
talking
to
about
be honest.
tattoos? I think the price went down by a good bit. I got some.
Oh, I'm sure it fucking did, but
yeah, they're like $50 a pop.
Bucky,
now.
go beat up the tattoo artist who overcharged you and get your money back.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna happen.
I saw that when I first got in the city. It was insane. It was like
Yeah, it's
20K
fucking
for a
stupid.
tattoo.
That should be like one of the first things you take care of.
So the
It's
reason
not like
why,
permanent tattoos wash off people, man.
if I'm being 100% honest, is
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
basically all the Redline people, some of them have started dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube now. But they basically were streaming on YouTube, and you can't raid from YouTube to Twitch. And there was a couple times where people would want to raid me, but they couldn't because I was either A on Twitch or I wasn't raidable because I had a setting turned off. But either way, I just basically made it a point to just start streaming on YouTube because it's easier. Like, the setup is still the same. I just changed where I stream to. As you can tell, like, the camera's still in the same spot, chat's still in the same spot, all of it's still the same.
Yeah, what's up,
It just, it's the destination that I stream to is different. So it's nothing crazy. It's just, in order for me to be rated by them, I needed to be on YouTube at the time I set everything up. But in the last like couple weeks, they've set up dual streaming, and I don't have that. So I can't, and they're still kind of building their Twitch up, so I'm not too concerned about getting raids from Twitch. They also generally don't tend to raid from Twitch, so they'll raid from YouTube, but they won't raid from Twitch. So I just kind of decided to stay on YouTube, because again, it's more beneficial. You know what I mean? They have found some kind of app or something like that that will let them dual stream without having to pay. And so it's one of them things where like they're using it, but I don't know how they're using it or what app it is, so I don't really concern myself with it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's money.
But yeah, it's definitely good to meet you. This is the homie Jenkins right here.
What's up, dude?
He normally wears a mask and he normally has white hair. I don't know really what's going on with him right now. He's kind of.
I do have white hair, you idiot.
Jenkins, why are you sunk into the stairs? You got some voodoo going on, bro?
I am a professional idiot. Excuse
you were sunk into the stairs, like your legs were in the stairs.
Really?
Professional.
You can definitely tell if
You had some magic, like Nat's got going on right now. You got magic voodoo legs.
Yeah, so it's just because there's so many people around, and it's just ignore it.
Hey, Kendrick, we gotta discuss. We gotta
Discuss
discuss
what?
here. Come
Oh,
on, come on.
sorry. Please excuse me, my friend. It was nice meeting you guys.
You guys don't want to know Kendrick. He's not great.
I gotta be excused.
I'm curious what this shit is. I found a fucking fish. What? A grayling. I wouldn't even know where to turn that shit in. Whoa. I found a snail.
Snowy. Can you
Okay.
go tell Hammy to stop sitting on Jim's lap like that? What the heck?
Where's Hammy? Echo, show me where Hammy is.
Echo, I have a business idea for you. You should start a Echo. You should start a cafe and call it Echo's Bistro.
Oi. Oi.
Oh, that
You.
sounds nice.
You could sell all the coffee you want.
Body armor guy.
What about donuts and coffee and we call it Echo Sweet Hole?
Oh yeah, that sounds even better.
Yeah.
Hammy.
Echo's
your
lovely
number.
hole.
Yeah.
Nah, that one's a
It's
little.
Tom.
That one's a little rough.
You need to scooch a little bit, buddy.
But yeah, the sweet hole one, that one actually kind of works out better.
Yeah, I think so
Doing
too.
it now.
Do it.
Oh.
So where the fuck you been, Hammy?
I appreciate you, bro. More than you realize. Kendrick, I have something that represents you that I want to give you.
I took the plushie. But Kendrick, I need to come.
I got a snail.
There you go. All right, let's all settle in for the rest of this. He did. He did.
Because I don't know if you heard my question. I do have a business plan, and I was wondering if you want to join. May connect. Yeah.
Thanks. Wait a minute.
I mean, well, if I can have my own with the other person that I have, I'll definitely go with you guys. But obviously,
What the fuck is Echo doing?
Hendrik, if you can hear me, get yourself sat down because you will get kicked out.
I mean, yeah. Messages.
Just call a local to take him out.
Don't have anything on me. In the event that you guys actually get one as well, and I can't get one, would it be possible for me to help you guys some way, somehow?
Are we starting back up?
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal this ring.
You do have my contact.
That's changing the seat, mister.
Yeah.
Take it. Take the seat.
It was working for him anyway before. So.
Oh my god, I don't think Bucket
God
feels the
damn.
same.
He's trying to take out Bucket. What the fuck?
Jeez. Like, I haven't seen my sister in a while, but I don't need it that bad.
Bucket, you good, bro?
Violate.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bucket.
I'm just saying, that man tried to legit sit on your lap.
Oh, I know. It was fucking. I felt it. I felt the experience.
Face the dicks back
You
there.
you felt it?
Well, I tried not to, but it all happened so quick.
I'm sorry, Bucket. I didn't mean for that.
It happens.
You made Bucket feel something.
I hope I didn't.
Ooh, I just remembered. I'm telling Opie Bucket. You cheater.
Hey, I sat
Well,
there and
technically, I'm the one who came on to him, so he's a bystander. He's innocent.
So you admit you came on to him.
on my lap. What went in,
Yeah, I
didn't go
fell for
in,
you.
You know,
I
that
fell
has
for you.
none of his business written on it.
He fell for Bucket.
Yeah, I fell for Bucket.
Everyone does, man. My good looks.
It's the mullet.
What the fuck are you doing back there? Goddamn.
She's falling for you.
I don't think so.
Got the fucking.
I don't think so.
That curse where you just like get pains in your ass.
Wow.
Called Tommy.
Wow.
Is that why I've been cursed with his ass?
He's not even family.
Exactly.
Family.
But they are still
Family.
Still close though.
Wow.
All right, game night. Have a good one, brother.
And just fucking like see if someone falls down.
I'm gonna say you're rocking more of the hairstyle than that.
Bucket, it's the mullet. It makes everybody so moist that they just fall for you.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm gonna.
Feel like the word moist.
Well, I would say for them, but I'm gonna keep it PG.
The boy who lived has come to
PG is bad.
PG doesn't exist in here.
Brendan, are you back in?
Nah, it was all the same. I thought there would be something cool back there. But
Why do you have no shoes?
You want to get on
Why are you getting so
Sebastian's
nosy,
again?
dude?
Because he's a loser.
Man talking with no shoes.
Listen, man. Big feet. You know what that means.
Kendrick, do we need to gang up again? Do we need to gang up again?
Have you ever walked a mile with your dogs out before, huh?
No, because that's stupid.
There you go. Then you should know how free and fulfilling that feels.
Kendrick, he wouldn't know what it's like to walk a mile in our shoes.
I've also walked in the sewers before too.
Okay, have I got both parties?
That's just fucking gross.
Ready?
No, I fell down there.
Right. What are you, Batman?
No, he's more like a Ninja Turtle. He's green, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that.
He wishes he was as cool as the Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, that's why we call
Okay,
him
we're just
Teemo
waiting on
Turtle.
one who can't hold his
Cole?
bladder.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Wolfenstein, please don't piss in bottles.
That's the kind of mayor we're gonna have?
He's
He's throwing piss at you. He's actively throwing piss at you.
He's hurting people.
He's throwing piss at people. This is the kind of mayor we want?
And a bag of piss, so...
He's throwing piss at us. Oh my
Christian,
god,
I'm
is this
still
really the
watching
mayor
this
we
game
want?
today.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
What a terrible example to set for a future mayor.
How dare you assault us?
With your piss.
Yeah. Nay, 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 nay,
What the fuck did this just turn into? Okay, are you lemmings done now?
Okay, folks, you emptied that bladder. Okay.
Okay, guys, it appears EMS have been using their own steroids.
What the
Oh,
hell?
I need some.
Okay, guys, we're gonna start doing quick fire questions. What this means, again, just to repeat, is you ask a question, these guys are gonna answer it quickly. If the other party thinks that they are being untruthful, talking up their ass, or just saying utter shit, then they're gonna call them out. So let's go. Who's gonna be our first one? Dally.
Bucket, big bucket.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I'll grab you bucket, and then I will
My
get
question
you,
is
sir,
for what was
and the
touched on
black.
before regarding
Should I just keep my hands
transacting
up?
these extra funds from the government.
Okay.
No, wait.
Just out of curiosity,
Natalie,
was
you wanna
that
come grab? You wanna come
during
grab this guy
his
next to
term
me?
as vice president? And if so, what's to stop him from doing that again?
From our side, I'm going to pass it on to Callahan to go over.
Okay, Callahan, remember where the button is on that microphone.
Oh, hi, Taco. Hi, bud.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you got this.
Yeah, bud.
Listen, there's a big button on the side of it, Callahan. Press
You
the
wanna say hi?
button.
Okay.
Somebody breathalyze that guy. I think he's drunk.
Can I maybe touch on this?
Come over here.
Yeah,
They still
please.
can't figure out a mic.
Yeah, microphone is here. Right.
There you
Basically,
go.
what I would like to say on this matter, this happened in the past.
Hi.
I think for all parties involved, it would be beneficial for us to drop this.
No, I
But
don't think
what
so.
I will say, I don't think it was during Mr. Fox's vice president campaign because he
Alright.
would not be able to
Go lay
run
down.
as empty vice president at the same time.
Go lay down.
If I'm saying that correctly.
Good boy.
So yeah, he wasn't.
You are correct, Larry. At the time, it was not occurring, and I was never the vice president. I was the attorney general. Further to that, the mayor at the time, our
it's
president,
actually in
Charlie
the-
Smith,
in here now.
increased my tax rates to be higher than every other business in the state.
Yo.
So, in the end, the government made way more money off of me than they ever assisted with. And what actually happened was
Ooh.
I was reimbursed for business expenses, though they did constitute promotions in the form of placing. Wait, what? Who yelled? Shush. In the form of me putting it in as a business expense, and I was allowed to take that out of my taxable income. But to follow up and to continue, make it simple, I am not the only business that was allowed to take promotional expenses and make them tax refundable. The dealerships did the same thing. I'm sorry, what was that, Snowy? I couldn't hear you. My microphone's on.
Come behind me.
Same, I was never allowed to do that as well.
Yep, there you go, and Eduardo too. Yeah.
I didn't say every other business, I said other business.
So I would just like to quickly note as well, in terms of the higher tax rate, from the inception of the government, it was standard that any business that was making the largest amount of money, they were treated with a higher tax rate to keep things, fair and have a substantial amount of tax coming in. So the more money a business made, the more income it had, which of course you're going to get with a casino, the higher tax rate you're going to have. That is just fact. That isn't because
Kendrick,
it was you. That was
check your
because
phone.
The business
You know what?
had more cash.
So,
Could you go on the rest? But
I have a rebuttal, though. The issue is...
sorry, just 1 second. Very quick and short. I'm just going to relay what Callahan just said. He's having trouble with the mic. He said, yes, you was the only business that was receiving no subsidies. That is all.
Yeah, my question, just in short though, was what's going to be in place to stop you from doing the same thing, just profiting and not benefiting the city instead?
firm explanations as to what anyone wants to consider to be a tax deduction. If it is not a properly explained tax deduction and is not clearly listed, then it will not be granted.
From our side as well, being completely transparent with all expenses, so being transparent on what tax is being paid by each business, what the income is there, as well as then the finances behind each of those businesses. I think the only reason there would be any...
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect this thing to last this long.
Based off of the items being purchased.
It's been almost 3 hours.
The way tax works now, it isn't a case where the business
crazy.
says this is the amount we make. It is the case that it is immediately taxed upon the purchase of any item. So there is going to be no form of a tax deduction, and instead it will be factored into the price itself of the item based off of the ingredients and the specific tools and materials used.
Okay.
Okay.
Next question. Let's go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out a way to keep this short. So certain stores exist in this town for a reason due to, let's say, the Second Amendment. Okay, I go over to ammunition. I can't even buy a baseball bat or anything like that. I am a law-abiding citizen, have been my whole life. And those who technically have the right, according to the Second Amendment, to even purchase a firearm, let alone a baseball bat, should be legally allowed to do so according to the Second Amendment. But so far, it seems everyone is treated as though they are a criminal and they can't get so without license, special permission, all of that.
Not wrong.
How do we propose to deal with this as far as equal rights for everyone when it comes to something like this?
So weapons licenses as a whole is something that we're going to be working on immediately with both PD and DOJ. The reason no weapons, I believe, at this moment in time have been available to purchase is, first off, is there is no DOJ until the election, as well as the government, but also because all files in relation to previous crimes were lost, guns were held off the shelves purely for the fact that, you know, there were criminals out there who have now been completely expunged, who, should they know they're getting back into crime, they would have been able to buy hundreds of firearms and stock them up. As soon as we were in office, we believe that the database around this will be big enough so that we can sufficiently hand out gun licenses to those who, you know, have clean records, and we can efficiently manage that. So we'll be immediately working with DOJ and PD to make that happen for you.
Okay.
Yeah. DOJ is going to be a vital part
Hello,
of
Mark.
this community. Once in office, we will get DOJ up and running, you know, so that we can get licenses to have citizens be able to protect themselves. It's hopefully going to be an easy process to get DOJ reopened as... sorry, apologies. I'm going to turn this over to Zach.
Just want to quickly as well note that the other party, and ourselves included, we are not in the position where we are in charge of, you know, opening and setting up DOJ. That is to be done by the Supreme Judge. We can apply input and explanation as to, you know, why we might want certain laws in place, but we are not available and able to open the DOJ ourselves and have any influence on that part. It is a completely separate entity that's there to keep us in check, and we are there to work with them to bring in these gun licenses and various other issues.
And to add to that, as far as the term that I had in office with Mr. Charlie Smith as our president, I was primarily responsible for handling the appointments and meetings for gun licensing and things of that nature. Therefore, I can say at the very least from our party's perspective, we have an active representative, at least one active representative, who is aware of an effective and clean process. Once DOJ has made the advancement of licensing available to all of us, we can further by working on importing firearms so that people will be able to purchase them from ammunition stores across the state. That is dependent on whether or not DOJ is active quickly, but we will do our best to assist them if there is anything we can do to help. However, the purview remains with them. We don't have the authority to step up to the plate and say DOJ is a thing now. It's once the Supreme Judge or Supreme Judges are ready to open DOJ to the public. Therefore, we will work with the police department to check criminal records to ensure that these firearms are not being sold to people who have committed acts that would restrict them from having the rights to bear and keep a firearm. That will be decided based on the nature of their crimes, not based on the totality of any criminal record whatsoever.
All right, and I quickly want to touch on that. I know this is short, rapid-fire questions, but I have to bring this up. Obviously, there is some previous mayors and presidents in our party as well who have all set up even gun license outhanding. I myself personally was running as mayor as myself, and I've handed out plenty full of gun licenses. At this moment in time, we can't promise anything. We can't promise you what firearm, what class you may or may not be able to own. But that is something I think both parties are going to be working on, from what I'm hearing here today. But just knowing that, you know, we also have the same knowledge of what should and shouldn't be happening.
I love your additions there, Larry. Thank you for that.
Okay, yeah, I guess that pretty much answers my question. I was more concerned about the fact that by default, the Second Amendment should grant everyone the ability without a license to do so unless they are a convicted felon or something along that line, you know, a violent criminal. It should technically be available for everybody. If they want to go to ammunition, make a purchase and stuff like that, as long as the record is clean, it shouldn't be a problem or shouldn't have to wait for a license to do so. Is that a possibility of changing? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just again to hop up on that, it's obviously without an active DOJ, there's no fair way to I guess verify anyone who can hold a weapon. Obviously, the state's never been an open carry state; it's always been by license, for as long as I can remember. So I get your expression of why like you don't have a way to defend yourself currently, but to my understanding of what I've been seeing around and also hearing from other people, there's not really much threat other than mountain lions, and I don't feel like that poses to have guns at this current moment in time, at least.
Okay. Okay, you're next. What's up?
Bucket speaking. You guys may remember me from the previous presidential party, and I have a question that kind of has a very big impact on the city. Now, I'm not a rat, and I'm going to say that first of all, but luckily, thanks to the Callahan administration, there was a lot of time spent exposing every single thing that every previous mayor did. I'm not going to point fingers or names, but my question to you guys is, what do you plan to do on the people that may be in these parties that have a history of letting the city go to shit, stealing money from the city, and giving businesses to their friends so that everyone can profit? What's your plan to handle stuff like that and make sure it don't happen again?
Thank you. Good question.
To go on that, I'm just going to pass it over to Callahan, but real quick, I just want to note the entire reason the DOJ is in place is to hold, us responsible. I do as well. I have certified messages from members of the opposition's party themselves, stating that a specific member of that party had been spreading rumors. We do want to completely rebuke that, but I'm going to pass it over to Harry, who's just going to go over a few plans in place to do it, and he'll get back to you. He's going to go on Harry's mic because he's pretty terrible. On the other mic.
Come over here, brother. I'll turn it on for you.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure who you're trying to throw accusations at there, or like.
I'm trying not to say names, so don't make me do it, man.
Oh, say whatever name you want, like, you know, like.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We have free speech, man.
Yeah, for the sake of privacy, man. I just want the question answered. You know, it's not. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying.
It's hard to tell how much truth there is in anything that you're saying when you're not given any information. Like, and at the end of the day, I'm the person who was last in the presidency. I am the most aware of who did and did not fulfill the role as president. I'm the one that witnessed all the books from all the presidents.
Yep.
I know
and
exactly
Tommy and I were there
president.
to discuss it all.
Yeah, and who are you throwing these accusations at?
I will say for
it's
a member of the
question.
audience, Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to give names, and it's up to you if you choose to answer.
I know exactly who stole money from the state, and unfortunately, we'd no DOJ to do anything about the condition that the state was left in. But if you think it was any member of the W party, you're well mistaken, and I can assure you that, because the person is of no part of the W party.
But my question still isn't about the people there. I said, what is the plan to make sure that none of this stuff happens again? Because it is known. Everybody knows. Even previous mayors themselves have told us how much money they've stolen. So, I mean, like, what's the plan to make sure you guys don't all get together? I'm not saying you guys are going to.
Yep. As we said, we've already, I've said this multiple times throughout this, we are going to be fully releasing every single week a deep dive into the finances. The Supreme Judge as well and the DOJ have full access to every single transaction made. So not only are we held responsible by them, but every single citizen will be able to see every single payment made from within our system. So there is complete transparency. That is the complete plan. There is a weekly deep dive. Every single project's pricing will be released. So we are held responsible not only by ourselves, but by the Supreme Judge at the end of the day. If we do, steal, and we are committing, whatever you're suggesting, which is quite frankly ridiculous.
I wouldn't. I'd watch your words, man. I would stick to the facts and not say stuff like that.
I do want to quickly remind everyone, the first 3 months of my first term, I did not receive a single penny in a salary. The existing deputies and the existing directors had to bring me sandwiches. So
is this like the first juicy question?
Anyway, as I suggested, the Supreme Judge is the one that's going to be held responsible in terms of keeping track of us, the PD department, and the EMS department. Okay?
Now, will those releases you put out also include the inventory stock that you said you will be purchasing and holding on to from farms and factories and stuff?
Will be released. Every single transaction, including what's been purchased.
Okay. And then what about negotiations for pricing on that stuff? Because, I mean, if you're buying, how do we know you're not buying from one person that you're getting kickbacks from? I think there needs to be a lot of transparency and stuff like that.
So whether that's one transaction to one farm, and they're 2 completely different transactions that both of them will be listed. So you'll be very easily be able to tell exactly what's being offered. We will publicize what we offer as well. We've been very, very open and frank with that. So yeah, there is no concern on our end. Yet again, the DOJ is the ones holding us responsible here, and we know the court of public opinion. If we are the ones that are going around and offering different prices to other, news travels fast.
Good job, Dave.
There's a lot of.
Everyone will understand why I cannot vote for the W party. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna touch up here as well, Bucket. I understand your expression.
Hell yeah.
When it regards to the president or ex-presidents and this current mayor debate. From our team, I'm gonna keep it short. Along with what Harry's previously said, we will be keeping like a track record and keeping it public. Obviously, if there is any public opinion that relates to us not, fully releasing any files, that will be dealt with by the Supreme.
There's a lot of distrust in the former mayor's party,
and also public opinion,
which isn't a good thing.
Is a major part of this. Like you guys vote for us, you keep us in office, or you get us out of office. It kind of relates to that. I do understand. Again, kind of relate back to the ex-presidents. I know what you're saying. I'm not here to slander the ex-presidents. There is information that we all have. But that should just be left in the past. I think, in my opinion, you can watch us all carefully. And I think let's just keep it friendly, keep it peaceful.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Let's go.
Alright, Tom Wolfe, and I'm gonna speak to this side of the room. So, you touched upon an accusation on Nate's team saying that they were self-funding. Is there evidence of this? And if so, are you going to release this to the public eye? Because this is only speculation. And the accusations.
I think just to jump in, anything before we all moved back was burnt up, so no one would have any evidence on anything that happened on the side.
Yeah. So this accusation that you've said is practically irrelevant, correct?
As we said, it's not an accusation. It's more so the fact of what happened. No, hold on. Let me just let you go through it. Okay. It's not an accusation. It's merely a mention of what had happened and what we intend not to do. Okay, we cannot publicize it, and at the time there was no way to prosecute it. Okay, we've already said that our previous, Mr. Callahan here, who was a member and at that time was mayor, had swept in and dealt with the current situation, and we are now saying, look, we've learned from that previous experience, we've seen what's happened, and our intention.
That's my favorite type of pizza.
To all businesses, every transaction's open, everything's visible. We are not going to allow people to decide what and what isn't a tax write-off. Everything is based off of what is sold. You are taxed on your item that is sold. If it's $20, you get taxed $20. It doesn't matter if you spent whatever on promotions. It doesn't matter if you spend whatever on staffing. You are taxed on your individual.
That's crazy.
Okay, so what my question was, if there was, so since there was no evidence, why is it being brought up here?
I would like to step in here, really. I know that they're trying to bring up the past, but the past is in the past.
Yeah,
this
that's
is here
what I'm
and
saying.
now. As the People's Party, we want to be responsible and transparent with you, the people, and that starts with being responsible. I mean, being put into the mayor's office, the People Party will be a team, not just one individual. So we will work together to help better this city. And I know Crocs had a couple things he wanted to say, so I'll turn it over to him.
Yeah, I just want to touch upon just before we started this, you mentioned that you have messages current regarding our current party, and unless you're willing to release these publicly and explain what's happening, I feel like you should stick your speculations to yourself instead of trying to out
I
us
won't
and
be
give us a bad public
releasing
image.
publicly, but I will
Okay, then
release
I
them
would
to
like to
DOJ
I would
and
like
the
I
police
would like for
department.
you to maybe for now
I-
just debate remain silent and hold your
I will
speculations
release
to
them to the
yourself.
PD and the DOJ. So this is information that will be
And
released.
if we're going to be playing this slander
authorities.
game, we can go back and forth, but again, we're trying to keep this peaceful. The people are here to, see us in our best, not in our worst. If you're going to be
Well,
shedding
yeah.
bad light, we can do it back to you. That's not a problem.
See, I'm looking toward the future. This side of the room opened up with a
We are the
conversation of the future, and unfortunately, your side opened up with the past. So my questioning is done, and I'm going to be voting for Nate.
Yeah, if we're going to be going with slander, I really recommend that your side of the room keep quiet.
Okay, next question.
It's so juicy.
All right. So,
Good,
Mr.
good.
Jones, right,
It's so fucking
you've
juicy.
mentioned
Oh,
being
it seems
transparent
like
a few
it's
times
good.
now. So on that topic, you start your campaign while hiding your face in public and in your posters. Do you have the reason behind this, and how do you expect the people of the city to trust you and your party?
He's not wrong. He
without
did have a mask on in his
regarding
promotional posters.
and your future
Actually,
actions?
I really appreciate that question. You know, I've had that mask for a long time. It was a part of me, but after hearing what I've heard today, putting the past is in the past. I had that mask for a long time. It was a big part of me, but that's the old. I've changed. I've reformed, and I see myself as a better Nate than I was a year ago. And I share it with you now. I don't have a mask on. I haven't had it on for a while, but I'm a new me, right? So we need to leave what's in the past and worry about the future.
That's a crazy emote.
Seems that change always comes after you've been asked or confirmed about it a few times beforehand. But that's just my observation.
Yeah, Nate. Think it's right.
Yeah, I mean it's a fair point. I think just both
That's all.
sides of this as well. Yeah, go on.
Gianni Capone.
Microphone, dude.
Microphone.
My microphone is on.
There you go.
Well, I'm sorry. I must have accidentally hit the button off again. Apologize. But Gianni, it's good to see you, and it's been quite a while. But I have to ask, when I was out in the general public, was I not wearing a mask almost all the time? I mean, I'm the fabulous Mr. Fox. Everybody knows that. I always wear my Fox mask because it's
Right.
fun.
But you did not start your mayoral campaign wearing one, did you? You didn't
No, I did
promote
not.
your mayoral campaign while wearing one, did you?
No, I
That
did
is
not.
what I'm getting at. How can we
Well-
trust someone who hides their face at the start of their campaign, but only changes it after he's been asked about it?
That's a fair point. People do have the right to public privacy for the record, but beyond that, more importantly, if everybody recognizes him by the mask he wears and he wants people to look at him and see the person that they recognize, and then he pulls his mask off to reveal who he really is and what he really wants to do for them, doesn't that speak kind of profoundly? It does, in my opinion.
To me, it seems that if you're running for a public office, that you should, be public about who you actually are to start with, and not do it after the fact.
It's also important to make sure that people recognize you
I love
and
cop.
see the change that you've made. But that's my opinion. Regardless, I appreciate your question, Gianni. Thank you, and thank you for your time letting me speak on that one. Harry.
Why would you hit me?
Answer your question.
No, that's my question. Anyone
Excellent.
else wants to speak on that?
Anyone anything further?
See, this is the
I think
power of
we're
my
next
brain.
up.
I can scroll through these, look at
Henry.
them,
Hello
and
there.
still listen and see what's going on.
Hey, thanks, Jinx. I appreciate the hype. Anyways, so my name is Kendrick, former gangster. Former is the key word, and I think
Sorry,
we've
Ken
all
Dirk, right?
Kendrick, former Kendrick. But I think we all have been making good points about former. And speaking of former, as a new mayoral candidate, this is pointed towards you, Mr. Wolfenstein. You should want to lead Los Santos through future crises differently than the past. But given that the city once endured a year-long evacuation under Bet, your chosen running mate was a key factor in that tragedy. And you are now aligning yourself with a notorious former takeover gang figure. How can citizens trust your judgment, especially when you have publicly criticized your opponent for associating with past gangsters while failing to uphold the same standard yourself?
I think first off, we're going to go on about past gang members. We can take a brief look over. I ain't going to go too much into the depth of that, but I think you've got to realize within this group, we've got multiple ex-PD directors, we've got ex-mayors. You know, my record has been clean as a whistle for the past 6 years now. So I think trying to insinuate that I'm tying myself in with crime is quite ridiculous, quite frankly.
But you'll tie the other candidate
The
with crime.
situation with Bet started when Ryan Taylor sold large portions of Sandy.
Echo.
So this is a separate mayor. This is nothing to do with our party. Sold Sandy Shores off to Bet, as well as multiple contracts. Mr. Callahan, if he was a supporter of Bet, why the hell would he arm everyone? Try and defend themselves against Bet. That makes
Echo.
zero sense.
Flex your /E and do sip shake D.
The accusations you're making, quite frankly, are foundless. He's the only one who stood up and tried. Yeah, he's the only one that's tried to stand up, give you guys the arm, and the means to protect yourself. Okay.
After he made the mistake of pardoning Bush.
I'm not going to go into our past. I'm not going to go on about certain gang affiliations.
But you'll go into
on
the other
side.
mayor's past.
I'm not going to go on about their gang affiliations. I haven't mentioned that.
Are you just swiping the fork?
During your campaign, that's been your main point, that they have had past gang affiliations.
I have not mentioned it once.
There you go.
I would love
Echo.
for you to prove it. I would
Flex
love
your
for you to
/E
show a single
and do
statement
sip
about
shake
that
D.
they're affiliated with gangs. I love it.
What does this do?
You'll see.
Anyways, I'll be voting for Nate. You have a great day. Thanks for, I guess,
Thank you.
answering all my
What the
questions.
hell?
That's not what I said to do. What the fuck?
Ain't no way, bro.
Hello.
Hello.
Everybody hear me? Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is for
Sip shake
Nate's
D.
side.
Echo. Sip
So
shake
I've
D.
noticed, like the whole time we've been watching this debate, your team is mostly answering all of your questions for you. Are you confident you can actually handle the responsibilities of mayor?
Yes,
It's a
I am
coffee
very
milkshake.
confident, but like I stated previously, this is a team effort. It's not just me. I mean, I know my name is on the mayor title, but I mean, this is a team effort. We've chosen each individually for this team carefully, and
Yeah, he does.
It is a team effort. So together, we will be one, and one for the people.
Well, yeah, you can have a team, but it seems you also are just letting them all speak for you. Like you don't have any good, like you don't have a say or know exactly what to do.
Well, I do have a say, and I do know
Coffee
that I will
milkshake.
put my best effort forward to being mayor.
Sip
But
shake
I
D.
also respect the amount of knowledge and expertise my team has, which is why I let them speak, right? Because as one, right?
I tried telling her.
I do have a little bit of stage fright. I do apologize.
Okay, and another question. So I have also noticed that your team fairly answer questions, how can we actually trust that you'll make the best decisions? Because it seems
What is she talking about? They did answer
not very
questions.
confident or in certain answers, or people were going around and not answering the questions directly.
Harry did the same thing.
Do you have an example of this?
No, she doesn't.
So it's well, for one question I asked, they're not going to defund us. So one of the questions was directed towards Fox, and he kind of just went in a circle, didn't even answer the question directly. And there's one that was directed towards you, but you just went in a circle and didn't answer
I'm so
the question
sorry.
directly.
I'm so sorry. It was absolutely an
accident.
accident. I'm so sorry.
We want to answer each question carefully. We want to get all the facts out there. The truth is, we want to be transparent. We want to be a more active government than what I've seen in the past. And we want to work as a team. The big part and the key is we're a team. I mean, it's not just one person; it's all of us. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I will take any heat for any of my team. Any wrongdoing that may occur, but that it's a no, right? So I trust each of these individuals up there with my full support, and I've chosen them in their roles for a reason. So if I can't trust them to speak or to answer something clearly, then I've done my job wrong of picking my running mate. It's a team effort.
I will say.
Okay.
I would like to say something in regards just to the public, everyone who's here. Obviously, we appreciate you guys pulling down. I think, in general, I would like to advise everyone that it's a debate to get the right vote. It's not to attack anyone personally. I think from both sides, obviously, there's been either slander from both sides. It's this party has done this in the past. How can we trust this? How can we trust this? I would hope somewhere in there's going to be a question about our plans, on what we plan to be doing for you guys. There's been a lot that hasn't been touched on, obviously, in our previous parts with the public services and the businesses. But trust me, there's a lot, obviously, that both parties have planned. I would love to poke holes in that. Obviously, the plan from other parties from this debate have not seemed as clear as others. But that's obviously our main point to be here. If we're just going to sit here and say, this is not being done correctly, how can we trust this? We would rather have a conversation outside of this. Thank you very much.
I would say that is very well spoke, but we have not slandered anybody.
I wanted to state, just to the point, you're absolutely right, Larry, if I may, though, as far as lack of such a concrete plan. It's called flexibility. We need to have the ability to change based on what these people out here need us to do. We know what we're planning to do. We've told them what they've asked
Kendrick,
us,
did you see my
but
text?
we need to be able to change that based on what they need. And that is the core of our plan.
Right. And I think I've heard that same plan about a bajillion times before, where we will talk to the people, we will be in contact with the commissioners, we will be in contact with the directors, we will be in contact with all the operators. At this point, we will just be talking in a loop to all of the people, asking what they want, what they don't want, and getting those stuff sorted. But surely there has to be some initiative, there has to be some innovative way that we can think of creative ideas to hopefully make some stuff better, even if people don't come up with them themselves. Regardless, on the whole slander part, I want to drop all of this because it doesn't take any part of this whole debate. I mean, this debate has taken so long talking about what has and hasn't been done, even with the casino, talking about all that stuff about what has and hasn't been done.
Free stuff.
Allegations from left, right, and center. That's not part of this debate. I'm sorry. It's important to note, yes, and we brought it up 100%. We used it as an example of what has happened in the past and that we don't want to see happening now. And I think that's clear, and I think both parties should have the same mindset. If they don't, then there's definitely an issue, but they should.
Okay.
I do agree with that.
Next up.
What the fuck is Kendrick doing? Kendrick. Kendrick. Did you see my text?
So, just quickly touch on. We've already within our initial manifesto, which we released about a week ago, in terms of
I think the lottery would be cool.
In terms of those that wanted to take positions,
And it would help win over the people.
Ensuring that those businesses are being operated by
Exactly,
the right people.
Go
we've
ask.
already outlined exact.
I can't ask him now. The line's over. You can't go back in line once you ask the question.
Right candidate, what we're looking for,
Well,
and
shit.
why we would specifically select a certain person, whether that's they've got a viable business plan. The business plan they have will not impede other businesses, and as well as bring in more people into that position. In regards to criminal damage, that is something we'd be working alongside the PD and DOJ. If it is a case where there is criminal damage and there is an actual financial a cost to that, that would be then something that can be fought back through DOJ, and the fines that criminal damage fines can be used to recoup any lost costs there. I think in terms of actual criminal damages, it is really business to business, and that's something that would be spoken with DOJ with.
Yes.
But yeah, and then in terms of operators, I've already ran through that.
Once applying for a business, right, each business owner will put in a plan to see the vision of their business, right? So we will be doing monthly audits to ensure each business is running properly. And as far as criminal damage, we will bring in PD, DOJ for any of that sort, so we can get those businesses back up and running from those damage if needed, as well as making sure that each business partner, right, is chosen carefully and considerately to choose the best operator for each business.
Dan, shut up.
Hello, is this thing on?
Yo.
Okay, hello. All right. Well, first of all, my name is Dan Gunter, and my question is oriented in both parties. With that in mind, I would like to say, as a police officer, but foremost a civilian, what are you able
Echo's
to
good with this
guarantee
shit.
to my success as a police officer, but in addition to myself as a civilian?
Okay. I mean, let's start off with the police side of it. I'm not going to stand here, and I don't think the other party can stand here and say, hey, we're going to fund X, Y, Z. I said, no one knows the initial funding, no one knows our current expenses. So I'm not going to stand here and go, yeah, day one, we're going to buy you all brand new police cars and we're going to triple your salary. What I can promise you is, as everything's open, every single member of that department, directors, whatever, are able to voice their concerns. And if there is, significant issues, so with costings, I know salaries at the moment thought to be low, especially with you guys having to deal with repairing your vehicles and petrol stations. So that is something that, if it is viable, and should we be able to afford, throughout the campaign,
I have a big
throughout our
obsession
first
with
term,
stocking
I
lockback
would look to
swans, the
increase
new
that, but I can't guarantee it would happen straight away.
Sorry, that's a lot.
In terms of civilian life as well, I mean, our entire thing right now is focused on getting the procedures in place to give opportunities, whether that's in terms of operating your own businesses or ensuring that the businesses that currently exist or will be set up have multiple opportunities, for employment or multiple investment opportunities. So whether that's with petrol stations, malls, restaurants, mechanics, more and more. I just want as many opportunities out there for yourself to bring in that the income
Just out
you
of
need,
curiosity.
but then also to have that quality of life you need as well.
As far as the PD side goes, I know you guys are using a lot of your own personal money, and he is right. We don't know the number, but if budget allows, we want to try to make it easier for you. Having funds to be able to pay for the gas instead of you having to do it, pay for the repairs, but that all aligns if funds are available, right? And as far as the civilian goes, I mean, we wanna open businesses. We wanna get the economy flowing so you're able have jobs. We want to create jobs, right? So you're able to afford to live comfortably. We don't want you to live in paycheck to paycheck or anything like that. But we want everyone to live comfortably. So, I mean, that also goes with pricing, house pricing, car pricing. I mean, it's all a deep dive from day one to make sure that the funds are available to better not only our emergency services, but the city.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. My bad. You can come to.
All right. I don't know whether all of you as the group or the board or whatever you want to call yourself will like my question, but let's see it for the criminals. The criminals pretty much make your world spin in the money wise, especially with the taxes. So I mean. Obviously, I know personally myself, punishments are a lot more harder. I ask, what more is there to come about that?
It is on, you lunatic. Oh, okay. Well, it was on anyway. So,
well, it's on now.
The government, yeah, okay.
menu.
Whoopsie daisies. So, the government as a whole, of course, we're not going to go.
I think
around
I'm more
and
disturbed by the fact that you're willing to
reduce
hold
fines,
his nasty
criminals,
feet than
reduce
anything else
sentences,
here.
That's crazy. to
Hey,
suggest.
don't you want to talk about feet? Look
there
at my
are
feet.
multiple.
They're not much better.
Just
They're
putting that out there.
beautiful.
The very first thing is fines aren't the only sole.
If you say so.
Input. I think actually one of the larger
I do say so.
incomes right now would probably be the rental side of things. Every single property, that's a lot of rent that goes to the government. So that's a massive, massive income stream. You've got EMS, we've got businesses that are making income. So I think fines isn't something that we as a state would be reliant on.
All right.
Kind of like what we would do about them is DOJ. We will work quite heavily on it. One of the major points we have is separation. I think at the moment, I think the major point is truckers. There are quite heavy fines that have been put in place due to trucking incidents. But I'm also aware that this is affecting your everyday person who might be going a little over in their standard private vehicle, but because of the commercial drivers are suffering fines. I spoke to someone who said they got fined $7,000, because whereas previously it would have been prior to, I think there was a change a couple of weeks ago, it would have been just a couple thousand.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, I've been pulled over twice. I got let off with one, and the next thing I know, I'm being hit with a fucking $4,000 fine. So can you explain that when I'm not even doing the trucking job?
And so if you look at the manifesto post
are you
we posted,
able to explain that?
Yeah, so we okay. To be very frank with you, we haven't decided any of the fines. The only people right now who've got any control over the fines is PD and the Supreme Judge. So, in regards to that, we're not the ones that have set the fine to be that high. We did release a post this morning detailing that we intend to separate fines for both commercial and private use. So there will be a separate for those that are doing larger vehicles, and one of those that are just doing private vehicles, so that yourself and many others included, for doing a much speeding a truck is completely different to speeding in a car, right? So we'll be working with DOJ and PD to try.
100%. You're speeding with a 18-ton vehicle, what could easily end lives. But I believe your city police commissioner would like to say something as he had his hand up. I'd like to hear what he has to say.
Oh, no, I was just waving to say, hi, I increased those fines because you're all driving like fucking idiots.
I agree on that.
I have to agree with that, to be
Well, okay, so...
Everybody does.
Okay, so plural on where all driving like idiots. So the people who aren't doing the trucking job, you're then counting us in that, right?
I mean, unfortunately, when people are driving 18-wheelers around and have a potential to kill people, something needs to be done about it.
All right.
There you go.
All right, then is there not like a separate charge for that, or what? Are you
No,
just be
I'm not here to add charges. That would be something for DOJ.
or do
we
you
work
just
we work
base
with the tools
everyone
we've
off
got.
one single thing?
We work with the tools we've got. I'm not here to add new charges. That'd be for DOJ.
If I may, I mean, regardless of what vehicle you're driving, speeding is still speeding regardless of the vehicle, right? When you're breaking the law, you should be held to the same standard as any other civilian. Especially like Harry just said, like there's no like direct conflict with DOJ right now that he's able to make these changes in this current moment in time. So, at least from my party's opinion, that everyone should be held to the same standard, ourselves included, the other party included, and I don't feel like we should be going around in circles arguing just because you're driving a car and they're driving an 18-wheeler. Yes, you'll be held to the same standard as per the law.
All right, so see, you're going 10 miles an hour over speed limit, which the speed limit is 40 miles an hour set there and there.
In most areas,
based on roads. Check your
Yeah,
GPS.
Yeah. Is that does that now justify being fined 4,000 for
I mean,
that,
you want to be fined 4,000 for being 10 over.
Well, I mean, I was, and I've
No,
heard a
you
lot of, and I mean, a lot of people have been. So I'm here.
No,
to
you weren't. I mean,
you
listen.
lot.
Listen.
It's possible to move off of the PD-related questions during this debate.
At the end of the day, this is about for parties, not about your charges, because you're upset you got fined $4,000. Just as a reminder for anyone here, if you are upset with any fines, you can take it to DOJ, and we will have an opportunity to deal with it that way.
Well, no, I just thought this would be a collective group thing.
These guys haven't been involved in it. At the end of the day, going forward, things like fines, as well as charges, would be discussed by all three pillars, i.e. the PD, the mayor, and DOJ.
So why do you think I'm asking this? Because you've just involved the mayor there.
There is no current mayor with us, but we're
They
here
haven't
to
been
try and
involved
get
as of
elected.
yet, so it's invalid. What
Well,
I'm telling
yeah,
you is,
but I'm asking what will change.
move away from the mic. At the end of the day, we need to be focused on the parties, and not because you're upset you got charged $4,000 because you were speeding.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a questions about car restocks and the dealerships and stuff. How frequently are like the prices gonna be checked for like classes like S classes and stuff like that? And how frequently are restocks gonna be done?
Yeah, you're going to start. That's fine. When it comes to like at least my view, we haven't fully seen obviously anything systems in place. I personally will be assessing restocks, prices, and everything at least twice a week. I want to find the perfect balance for not just price but also value for money. Whether like one certain vehicle is very popular because maybe it handles better in certain terrains, or it is better at taking corners, or has better brakes, like from stock, right? If it's being in a public opinion, that one car is being abused by certain individuals, mainly criminals, then maybe we'll let the price change for that certain vehicle or a less stock. Just simply because if it is causing issues, then maybe we should back our police department in this situation and make assessments.
Okay. So, for example, in
I want to say the other side as well.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so obviously we have to look at a lot of factors when restocking vehicles. I think natural scarcity is obviously one of them. We can't stock a lot of one car just because a lot of people want one. There needs to be some type of second-hand car market, like obviously the other parties just mentioned as well. We cannot make any promises of what cars get restocked and how much they're going to be and all that sort of stuff. But what I will say is that over the past basically 9 months, I've been studying automotive quite a lot. I know a lot about vehicles. I know what they can and can't do. I also know what modifications, customizations, and all that sort of stuff most vehicles should or could have. So basically that same value for money, what you're getting, should be getting restocked. I think definitely looking at the dealerships to make it fair for everybody, it should be looked at a lot more often. Maybe not at a daily rate, but definitely like more than 2 times a week. Is something that we're going to be aiming at, just because it needs to be random. I don't want to revert to the restocks where everyone has to pull up at one time and just be lucky that they're going to be at the front of the row or that the car is not sold out or not. You know, it has to be to the point where it's fair odds for everybody, no matter who you are.
Okay.
I think something just to note on that, which both parties may not know, is obviously, you know, if you decide you want to go to the mayor and every single person in this room decides they want to go buy a Pegassi, then these guys are going to have to import Pegassis, and you know, Pegassi may think, hey, there's a lot of demand, so they might start putting prices up, and these guys might have to reflect it as well. So you've got that angle to think about as well.
Okay, so my second part is, let's say I buy a car for a price, right? And the next week that same car is like brought down in price. Is there gonna be like compensation, or is it like I got scammed, like you know, like, you know?
From my side, our party, we will make sure that whatever price is listed is going to be an actual representative price that is good for the vehicle. Obviously, we're going to look at how many get sold. If we restock 2 of one vehicle and they do not get sold for the price that they're currently listed at, obviously we're going to look at different ways to probably lower the price. But if vehicles do get sold at a certain price, that means that they're worth at a certain price for one or certain people. And eventually, if that, you know, let's say we stock 2 and one gets sold for that price and the other one does not sell, there could also be a potential refund on that other vehicle that's then still in stock. Obviously, like I said, we can't make any promises of what's actually going to happen, but obviously we're not going to try and scam people out of money and lower prices after they've bought it for more money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the same page. I mean, certain vehicles will be purchased at certain prices by people with more money. People with less money obviously won't be able to afford certain things, and I don't feel like, from my party's point of view, we're going to be changing prices to lower when someone's already been buying. Like, if it is a fact of, say, only one person can afford a vehicle, and you know we do have often complaints in regards to pricing, then obviously it can change. I'm not going to sit up here and make speculation and false promises to people. Obviously, this is why we're here. Again, the People's Party, because we're here for you guys, not for ourselves, not for our own benefit, but to make things smooth for the next couple of months and our first term. I'm just going to keep it simple and say we will do our best, keep things fair, and if things do need to change, we can always have discussions with certain individuals face to face.
Okay.
Hello. Mine's kind of a double-edged question, similar to Eduardo's as well. So mine's on more electric vehicles. When? Question mark. Would that be something you're thinking of looking into? And you're gonna love my second part of this question. You're gonna love the second part of that question. So yeah, I blew my legs up in a gas vehicle and I don't trust them, so I drive electric now, and there isn't very many of them. So, and I am a citizen. But I was also thinking also eco-friendly on the PD force and PD electric vehicles for EMS and PD when, you know, consider your carbon footprint and all that. Yeah.
I like to kill polar bears when I turn my engine on.
Oh, that's
that is
depressing. I'm sorry to hear that.
That is not nice. That is wild. Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, whichever part of what's happening.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start.
When it regards to police vehicles and EMS vehicles, right, we have to kind of think of the combat between civilian vehicles versus the said PD force, right? If the, say, handling or speeds are not going to match up fairly, will it be fair to force the PD into an eco-friendly kind of fleet, which won't be able to maintain the same expectations as their current fleet? And also, let's not forget that our current stock, neither party here had any say in what it is, right? We can absolutely 100% look into more electronic vehicles when we are in.
No, there is electrical vehicles there, but they're all unavailable.
Yeah, exactly right. But like when we get into power, we can absolutely look into that. That will be the first thing I sit down and do when we get, or if we get elected, we'll be straight into vehicles. What can we get on the market? What can we get available to the people? Get a 50-50 split, nice and easy, and just see what happens with the general opinion. But I'm going to just emphasize within PD themselves, that will be a conversation between, you know, our party and Harry, in regards to their fleet. But I do personally
I'm legal now, and
that
from a criminal standpoint, they would need
vehicle would not be
electric
ideal.
to combat electric, as well.
That could be a possibility, but again, it depends on their fleet. We can have discussions when they have
Yeah.
access to a full fleet. It will be one of those sit-down situations between the mayor party and also the police department themselves.
All right. I'll touch on this as well. Obviously, Snow, good to have you in front of us. Sorry to hear about that accident. But I'm for my part, obviously as the Department of Transportation, hell yeah. Of course, we're going to be looking at electronic vehicles. We're going to be stocking them just as much as S-Class, just as much as S-Plus. We're going to look at vehicles for all of the people, no matter if that's electric, if it's more of the I don't know, the little trucks with the off-road tires on it, or if it's more of the luxurious cars. At the end of the day, there should be a vehicle there for everybody. Like I said as well with
The
race
vehicle
truck,
assortment
there needs
is
to be
pretty
variety.
terrible.
It shouldn't
Kendrick,
just
I'm a
be
god.
Nobis, all with the same. What was also pretty good, like the 10F. Like, of course, those cars are nice for some people to have, of course, and there's people who would like those cars. But there should be a higher variety that you can actually choose from vehicles, and it shouldn't just be okay. Well, this is the only one that's available. Let me just get that one. For PD and EMS vehicles, I think they should have a variety as well. No matter if it's electric, off-road, high-speed, detective, we will be looking at all of those aspects. The general point from our campaign is that we need to set a foundation. We can't do everything in one go. We can't make any promises because nobody knows. But we will set a nice foundation so that we will actually be looking at those options for the future.
Okay, thank you.
Are we there yet?
Harry, you're up.
It's okay. Honestly, I was very disappointed in the idea of getting rid of V8s for some electric shit boxes, but it's okay. Okay.
We were just going to import some hybrid, little ship boxes, and
Nate, bring back V8s.
Yeah. Okay, listen.
American muscle.
I think.
Yeah, family.
Closing statements from both sides. Anyone want to say anything, or any questions from both sides for the other party? Anything you want to raise? Anything you've been itching to ask the other party?
I'll let you lead on that, Nate.
You want to turn your microphone on?
Oh, yeah, I do apologize.
Don't do a Callahan. It's all good.
Echo, I'm gonna give you my number.
I would like the public to know that the past is in the past, and what happened in the past is done. Right? This is the present, and the future is upon us, and we need to vote carefully, considerately, and ultimately make the best decision that you feel is right.
Alrighty, I'll wrap it up. I just want to thank you all. I think it's been, what was it, about 3 hours now? So I do appreciate every single one of you.
3.5 hours, but yeah.
Listen. Thank you to my party members, but also thank you over to the People's Party as well for turning up. Maybe a little late, but we were there. That's only a joke. But no, I generally hope that everyone takes into consideration what they've heard today. The most important thing is that we lay the correct foundations. We have the correct policies and programs in order to ensure everything is done correctly. If that is the People's Party who end up doing it, I hope they really take it and do it well. Because the next election, when we win that, we need some solid foundations to go off. So thank you all for coming. Hopefully we've all convinced you today. And if you've got any questions, feel free to contact myself or anyone else from the party.
Okay. So, citizens, talking's done and microphones are turning off. Tonight, you didn't just watch a debate, guys. You watched two very different blueprints for the future of this city. Over the next week or so, you're going to see obvious campaigning, maybe more debates, maybe more events from both parties, which we hope.
Vote for Nate.
So,
vote for Nate.
for you guys,
Nate.
just remember, look into both parties, weigh up the pros and cons, because this is our future.
Power to the people.
Stay safe, Los Santos. Choose wisely. Good night.
Thank you, Harry.
Vote for Nate, dude. Hey, Dad, you better vote for Nate, dude.
You know, bro, dude, just because I've been hearing you screaming. Fuck it. Let me get your phone number real quick, bro.
I'm not voting for Nate. I'm not voting for Nate. I'm voting for the best mayor the city could have.
Apparently there's Nate. Here's mine, bro. Man.
Well, I think that's the debate over, so now what?
Fucking.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We said it all business. I'm a big stepper.
Oh my god.
Shit, I'm about to go make some money, bro. I'll holler at you here.
It's like the universe wanted me to punch you.
Yeah, the universe doesn't like Kendrick like that.
What was up?
Jenkins, how do you deal with this, man?
Jenkins has the same form of autism as Kendrick. That's how he deals with it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
They're basically kindred spirits.
Literally.
Did you know he got a name change?
Yeah, they're Kendrick spirits.
Yeah, Kender.
Wait, who's in front of me right now?
Excuse me.
Fuck you, Lester. Fuck you, Lester. Fuck you. Fuck you.
All right, now that that's
Actually,
done,
Lester, you know what? I've actually got
it's time to head out.
Vote for me. Free coffee, free boo-boos, and no cops or EMS. Just robots.
That sounds like chaos, but I'm here for it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Where's your hood, bro?
I did a hood delete. It's better airflow.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait till everybody's done. Yeah, you're not wrong. Echo as the mayor would be pure and unadulterated chaos. 100%. You slow down before I get my ass pulled over for speeding. No cop, no stop. That's what I heard. Alright, let me see if I can get some food from here. Oh, I don't know if I have enough cash for it.
You're telling me.
I do, actually.
I hear you.
There we go. Alrighty. Let me see where I want to go, because I kind of want to stop by Legion just to see what's up. Then you bitch. Oh, there was something happening down there. No cop, no stop. Light turned green anyway. Not much happening in Legion. That being said, I'll probably just go to there. What the fuck? Actually, we're gonna take out. Actually, we're not gonna take anything out. We're going to store some stuff. We're gonna put this in there. That actually. That. And I think the rest of it we can leave, and then we'll just put everything in the truck up. Alrighty. That being said, I think this is where we are going to end it. It has been a long one. We're close to 4 hours now. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to end it there. I don't know what I was just stepping on, but I was stepping on something. Alright. Alright. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Y'all the absolute freaking best. I love y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one.